Dude, Anthony Gordon, in my opinion, is one of the most overrated players this world has seen in the past 5 years.
Really?
I'm going to get a little political. I don't think the English have seen a white boy run that fast.
Welcome to the Classes Permanent Podcast. Today is Tuesday, May 26th, episode 49. We have a good one, end of season review. Going to be jumping into some of our team of the season, some of our awards. A lot of news, manager news, transfer news, obviously national team news coming out as we speak. Let's just jump into it. Away we go. Alrighty, I am joined by my favorite co-host, a man who dominated Lake George this past weekend.
Last weekend.
Are you saying you're still not dominating Lake George?
I would say I'm not dominating Lake George currently, but Lake George knew I was there, and I will be back.
Okay, fair enough.
We will be back.
Pucc went and he discovered it. He Lewis and Clark'd it, and now he's bringing the Armada. He's bringing Armada's in the water. He is now bringing the cavalry to come back and take care of business there.
Fun fact, during the Revolutionary War, there was actually a battle that was fought up there.
In Lake George?
Yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, we're here in Morristown for those watching online, and maybe you guys hear the audio quality should be a little bit better. We are in person. Our first in-person episode in months. I'm going to shake Pooch's hand here. Good stuff. It's nice to be back in person. Nice to be able to just touch Pooch mid-episode if I need to. Yes, he did just touch my knee. But yeah, we have a really good one here. Obviously, end of the Premier League season, end of La Liga season, end of all the seasons. We're in World Cup mode, and we
not all the seasons. There's still one team on this podcast that still has to play a game.
I guess we do have Champions League final. Yep. We also have Conference League final.
Yep.
Are you a Conference League denier?
Yes, 1,000%. Shouldn't exist.
That's an interesting take.
You think the 8th best team in England should get to play in Europe? No.
See, for those reasons, no. And that's why it's hard because you obviously have to open it up to all the leagues. But it should have been something where Slavia Prague should be able to go for that.
But they're good enough to make Champions League.
No. I know. I was using a random team. My point was a team that's I don't know, comes third in Greece.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Let them win a tourney, right? Yeah. But I guess in that case, you have to kind of let the England teams in too. Yeah, where do you want to start here? Obviously, a lot of big news. Do you even want to jump into the news yet?
I mean, you just went to MiamE, so
yes.
I feel like Mr. 305, Mr. Dade County should recount some things.
Yeah, good trip in MiamE. Went down to find an apartment.
Did you?
We did. I mean, I haven't signed a lease yet, but we found the building, so we're very excited there. So kind of bittersweet, obviously. Last 2 months here in Jersey before I go down there for the next 2 years at the minimum. So bittersweet, but definitely exciting. It's one of those things you go down there and you're like, why would I not just stay here forever? The weather is just sick.
Did you go to the beach?
We didn't actually go on the beach because we just didn't have time for it, but we did drive down Ocean Drive, alongside. Mm-hmm. We saw the Scarface Hotel, I forget what it's called.
BBLs.
Inadvertently. May have witnessed BBLs. They're definitely out there. Yeah, that's it, inadvertently. And they're in your face. It's not my fault.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's what they're there for.
Understandable. Yeah, it was a good time down there. We did that. We hit Little Havana. The first 2 days, we literally went to her campus. I'm wearing an FIU hat. I have it on backwards on the stream, but go Panthers. Beautiful campus, by the way, FIU. I did not realize 55,000 students.
That's a lot for FIU. I would have thought much less.
So did I, especially with MiamE is literally a 10-minute drive.
Yeah.
But I guess someone explained it. It's the Rutgers. The person was from Jersey.
Got it. Okay.
So it's the Rutgers of South Florida.
Got it.
So it's I guess everyone can kind of go to FIU if they want, but then you also have MiamE, which is obviously a very difficult school to get into.
Seton Hall.
Yeah, pretty much. FAU. FAU, though, is in Boca, so I wouldn't really call that MiamE. Yeah, Nova Southeastern. That's probably more like the Seton Hall, but beautiful school. Palm trees everywhere. Massive Pipple Stadium. It's named Pipple Stadium, which is sick. We didn't get to see that, but we've already planned on going to a bunch of games there. And Yeah, it was a good time. I'm trying to think what else we did. So we got there and then we toured the campus like immediately. We got off. We were on a flight at 7 a.m. Got off at 10 a.m. Got a rental car. Went straight to campus. She met with an advisor. Awesome campus. He gave her a free hat, but I had to buy mine, unfortunately. Understandable though.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
Yeah, understandable. From there we toured 3 apartments. The next day we woke up and toured another 3 apartments. Went out to dinner with some friends. It was a good time. Enjoyed ourselves.
Messy?
No, he was busy. So that's another story. So then Sunday we had nothing to do. So we woke up. I took her to Little Havana. Got some Cuban food. Then we went down to get. No, that's Dominican.
I know.
But I kept doing my Pitbull impression, or it was intentionally a really bad Pitbull impression.
Let me hear it.
Inter Miami was playing Philly Sunday night. I monitored ticket price all week, and they were going for when we landed, they were going for $128. I'm like, all right, this price is going to drop. The price went up. It just kept going up, which was mind blowing. But it's the final game of the MLS season before they all take, or at least the final home game for Miami before the World Cup break. So I kind of wish I did though. The game was 4-4 at halftime and ended 6-4 Miami.
Jeez.
So I missed that. So
this bull score.
You're a clown. Yeah, but I mean, before I even got off the flight to Miami, feel like this is a really prime Ethan Savant thing. It's something I thought about just about the podcast. People always tell us, how do you know so much about sports and how do you retain all that information? This is where it gets freaky. Most who know me know I'm also a pretty big Giants fan. And as I'm getting up to go to the bathroom on the flight, there's a line of people. And I look over to my left and there's a guy with a playbook and he's annotating a playbook. Now, at first I'm like, all right, whatever. Like he's either a coach, like whatever. Like
or a savant, like you.
Or right, which is unfortunately, as I saw him doing it, my first thought wasn't, oh, why is he doing it? It was, that's a great idea. Like I was like, that's awesome. And I'm like, whatever. And he's clearly not a player. Like he's like a little bit of an older guy. When I say older, like probably 30s, maybe 40s. So I'm like, all right, like maybe a high school coach or whatever, right? So I then look down again. I don't want to be like staring over the shoulders. This guy's looking at his playbook, but at the same time, like you're gonna have your playbook open like that. I'm gonna look at it, right? On the top it says New York Giants, and I'm like, interesting. So I'm like, all right, now I'm like definitely tuned in. So I'm reading it. He's like on 3rd and 6, like short slant routes. Like it's a playbook. I look down at him and I'm like, all right, this guy's clearly a coach. I go to the bathroom and I start taking notes. I'm like, long blonde hair, married, going to Miami, whatever. I sit down. I'm like, Katie, I think that's Chad Hall, the Giants wide receiver coach. She's like, how do you know that? Or she's like, well, who? And then she's like, how do you know that? Is that like a notable player, like guy? And I'm like, no, we just hired him this year. And she's like, oh, did he play? I'm like, he played like 2 years in the NFL. Like he's really a nobody. She's like, you just looked at him and you're the Giants wide receiver coach based off his hair and the fact he was married. And I was like, I think so. So the whole rest of my flight was me like, all right, should I go over and talk to him and shake his hand? Like, what should I do? We just hired him. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. So we waited. We got off before they did. We were further up the plane. No big deal. And Katie's like, well, you have to go say hi. And I'm like, all right, fine. So we waited by the gate for him. He then walked by and I got so nervous. I knew it was him. And Katie was like, is that him? I'm like, no, it can't be. I don't think that's him. We walk and they're walking. I'm like, fuck. I should have said hi. Fuck. Katie's like, oh, I need to go to the bathroom. Guess who else is going to the bathroom?
Chad Hall
and his wife. So I'm waiting outside the bathroom, sitting there. Katie's using the restroom, doing whatever she's got to do. And he walks out and I'm like, Chad Hall. And he turns, he's like, I'm like, hey, I'm Ethan. And he's like, he didn't even want to put his hand out. He's like, and I'm like, I'm a really big Giants fan. And he's like, oh yeah, nice to meet you, man. Clearly rattled. It's a 10 a.m. flight. We've all been at the airport since 5 a.m., right? Like clearly rattled. And I'm like, yeah, like I was a season ticket holder last year. Like I'm a really big Giants fan. Like you're the wide receiver coach, right? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, all right. And we're just standing there. And I'm like, so Odell? And he's like, yeah, maybe we'll see. And I'm like, what about Neighbors? He's like, yeah, he'll be all right. I'm like, you got to love Malachi Field too. The Giants just drafted, like great run block. He's like, yeah, we like Malachi. Clearly not ready for this conversation. Like clearly, and does not want to have it. His wife comes out and he's like, yeah, honey, this is Ethan. I'm like, hey, nice to meet you, Miss Hall. And she's looking at me. I'm like, I'm a really big Giants fan. She's like, oh, that's so nice. And I'm like, yeah, so I was a season ticket holder, but I had to give him up. He's like, oh, I'm like, yeah, I'm actually moving to Miami. He's like, oh, well, this is a season, be a season ticket holder. I'm like, I know, whatever. Katie comes out. I'm like, Katie, this is Chad Hall and his wife. So she shakes their hands. And he's like, all right, we'll see you. And I'm like, yeah, best of luck. He walks away. And Katie's like, you good? I'm like, yeah, that was awesome. That was so awesome. Started texting my friends all the intel. I'm not going to give the intel he gave me, but the intel I got on it. And now, whatever. So
I have a few questions.
yeah, you can. Yeah, I'll answer them. I deserve this.
One, do you think it's bad that the Giants wide receiver coach is just having an open playbook in
100%.
Okay.
100, dude. The first thing I thought when I saw this guy with the open playbook. So when I first saw the playbook, I'm like, whatever. But when I saw it said New York Giants, and in fact, I was reading the plays. I know we're running on 3rd and 6.
Okay.
I was looking at them. I was like, I should take pictures.
Okay.
And then I was like, no, I don't want to do that.
Second question.
He had no awareness I was there.
Yeah.
No awareness.
Second question would be, is it a little concerning that he had 48F and you were in business class?
It was definitely not in business, but yeah. So that's what Katie said. She was like,
well, you were in business.
Well, I stand on business. So you're right. Wherever I am, I'm in business. But that's what Katie was like. If he's like a coach on the Giants, like how much is he making? Why is he like sitting towards the back? I'm like, they had like OTAs this week and like they probably gave him off for Memorial Day because they had a good week in practice. And I'm like, oh my God, like I'm such a dork.
Yeah.
But he probably just bought the flight last minute to go enjoy a weekend in Miami.
Yeah.
But yeah, open playbook like that. I wonder if I scared him.
Well, my third question was going to be, do you think it's creepy waiting outside a bathroom?
Yeah, it was bad.
Like if you put yourself in his shoes, not only the 5 a.m. flight, but walking out of the bathroom and having somebody pull your full government out there at an open airport and just going, I'm a Giants fan.
I didn't start with that. I started with, I'm Ethan.
No. He got your name, don't worry. But do you think you personally, you walk out of the bathroom and some random guy just goes, Ethan Cohen. You turn and he goes, hi, my name's Chad. And you go, okay. And then next thing he goes is, I'm a Classes Permanent fan. Okay.
Yeah. I didn't know what to say because I did address the playbook.
So you told him about the play?
Yeah, I was like, so I saw you.
No,
I was like,
before you get to this, my last question is: do you think we should bleep out his name and that he's a Giants wide receivers coach, so Harbaugh doesn't get mad at him? For having an open playbook at 48
I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Fuck. Fuck. The coach is gonna be so mad.
You might have just lost this guy his job.
Fuck. And he gave me a lot of intel.
Yeah.
I didn't share any of it, which is good, but
yeah, thank God you didn't.
The worst part is I was like, so we were talking, I was like, I'm a Giants fan, whatever. I'm like, I noticed you. And I was like, transparently, I noticed you on the plane. I saw you had the playbook. And he was like, I said, I saw someone was annotating a playbook and I said New York Giants. And I think that's what was like. He was like, fuck.
Yeah.
3rd and 6, we're running slants. He was.
I can't wait for the first 3rd and 6 this year. And I don't know, like some random cornerback is listening to this right now and they just go, all right, they're running slants. And it's like a Malcolm Butler-esque interception. And it just pans over to Harbaugh, who just has a hard glare on Chad Hall.
He's sitting like Cobra pose, hands on his head. He's like, fuck.
And then I guess this is my last question.
Sure, feel free.
Do you think when that hypothetical happens, Chad Hall, all he'll be thinking in his head is, Ethan. Do you think you maybe should not have given your government?
I didn't give him the last name. I could have been any Ethan, but
Ethan moving to Miami. That's pretty.
Fuck. Well, it's a good thing I'm not a season ticket holder anymore because that'd be a pretty bad look. But yeah, I didn't really think about a lot of that before I shared this on our national podcast.
Yeah.
I will say he was ripping through that playbook. His notes, like he looked like he knew what he was doing. Good to know.
Well, he's a professional.
He definitely knew what he was doing. He was like flipping a page and like writing notes and like drawing lines and then flipping a page. And I was like, I was thinking about it. I was like, is he memorizing the plays? Like, is this like part of him being part of new to the staff? Like, is he like, you obviously have to learn the playbook. So I'm like, is he memorizing this? And this is like his way to memorize it? Or was he actually writing notes like, oh, like Fields is like going to crack down on this block on a run play?
Oh, dude.
I should have asked him about Jackson Dart.
think you might have lost this guy's job.
Fuck. Sorry, Chad. He's got
Don't
kids
keep
too.
saying his name. Don't keep saying his name.
Sorry, Brad.
And he served our country?
Yeah, he went to Air
Jeez,
Force.
Ethan,
Yeah.
what are you doing
To be
here?
fair, though, low-key good for him because he made it to the NFL and he was shorter than me. What is his listed height there?
All right, let me actually go on Wikipedia now. 5'8", which is normal, which is pretty tall if we're being honest here. 5'8" is like above average height in America.
Yeah, in like Southeast Asia. Our
Definitely
Vietnamese
in Southeast
our Vietnamese
Asia.
listeners are like, wow, he's so tall.
Yeah, you're like Shaq out there if you're 5'8".
I just stopped myself from trying my Southeast Asian pitbull impression.
Yeah, don't do that mixture.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, that was my experience in Miami. It was a good time. We're going to be moving down there. And the other funny thing that you'll appreciate is, so me and Katie, we've been looking for 1 bedroom, 1 bath. That's all we need. But like with a den is a big deal.
Yeah.
So I have a spot to podcast.
Yeah.
And so like when we would occasionally, we did a couple self-guided tours and then a couple where
somebody guides you through it.
Correct. Yeah. So not self assisted tours, so to say. And as we were doing them, I'd be like, we would talk about the den with the people, and sometimes like the den was kind of a ripoff. It was just a side room with no door. So it's like, I don't really need that then.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a weird space. It's like, well, at that point, just give me extra living room. But they'd be like, oh, like, are you going to use the den as a workspace? And I'd be like, yeah. And Katie's like, hey, here's a podcast. That didn't feel good.
Yeah, but like, they don't know your podcast. For all they know, you could be, they're like 2 people moving down to Miami.
Mm-hmm.
One is a professional podcaster. The other one's going to college here. He maybe makes a boatload of money doing this podcast.
It was a bad look because they would ask her like, oh, so like you're going to FIU? And then they look at me and like, oh, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, I have a virtual job. And they're like, oh, that's nice. And then Katie's like, yeah, and he has a podcast. And I was like, fuck, they probably think I'm lying.
Well, did you promote the podcast to these individuals?
I tried.
Okay.
They're not soccer fans.
Some
of them are.
That's all you need.
I did my
as long
best.
as you tried.
I did my best. But yeah, that was Ethan in Miami. Good time. Got a nice tan. Oh, we also saw they had the Air and Sea show. So we just had like fighter jets flying above us the entire time. Terrifying, but awesome.
Isn't that the one that just they had 2 fighter jets blow up, or was that a different one?
I have no idea.
Okay, never mind.
I have no
Let's
idea.
get past that.
The ones I saw did not blow up. All right, let's jump into this. So first bit of news here, and something I've been very, very excited about, is the Spain squad has been revealed. Big note I'd say here is really just this is the first World Cup team for Spain that does not feature a single Real Madrid player. Prior to the show, me and Pucc were talking. He mentioned Dean Howson. I think that's the only one that probably had a shout. Danny Carvajal has been in and out of form and injured, so it doesn't make sense. Plus, we have like decent right backs, right? Pedro Porro, Marcus Llorente.
Shocked Fran Garcia didn't get the call up.
He ass. Yeah, Hoyson's had a horrible year defending. Always a good ball progressor. You can't take that, but like you have Pau Cubarsí. I'm really glad to see Eric Garcia got respect because he has been like a Swiss Army knife for Barca. So I think like that's how Spain views him too. But I think Spain's gonna have a solid squad.
My only question about the squad is, I feel like there were Arsenal was well represented in the squad. Raya, Zubamendi,
no Mosquera.
Marina. That was my question. I watched Mosquera on a club level, but I don't know about him. I know he recently got a call up. I don't know how he played, but I have seen reports that he possibly might switch his allegiance to Colombia. I don't know if that would be a great move because I don't really see the Colombian team kind of progressing in the future. Like I feel like they don't have the players to really compete at a high level. Like I think he could make a Spanish roster. Like he's that good where he could make a Spanish roster. But the Colombian roster, like he obviously makes it this world. Like he would make it for the next 16 to 20 years. Like,
Yeah, I mean, that was a name I was interested to see just because he is a profile we don't have like just an athlete, like a physical center back like that. The way that Spain plays, though, like you don't really need that because of the fact that we're going to just dominate possession. And they do play a relatively high line, but like they'll be okay.
But to be fair, that's basically what Arsenal do too, where they're playing so much in the other half.
Right.
Where he's used to that. Plus he can play right back if need be. Yeah. But I guess Porro and Llorente is what the right backs are.
It's going to be Llorente starting.
Personally, I would, and you're a Tottenham fan, so you have a different opinion on Porto. I would have taken Mosquera at like just even include him in the roster. Worst case, I feel like if Llorente is struggling in the 70th and you want to keep a 1-0 lead, you bring in Mosquera over Porro.
Yeah,
as a defensive right back.
I hear that, but most teams don't play Haram ball, so we're good on that.
Spain may.
We will never play Haram ball.
You guys have 3 Arsenal players. That's like 13% of your roster.
Ironically, our 3 Arsenal players are probably the 3 that play the least Haram ball.
Zubamendi.
Mikel Merino is a centerman that plays striker.
He may start
as a goalie.
He may start at striker for you guys.
That'd be kind of sick.
Yeah. Over Fernan.
No.
Raya, do you think Raya gets the starter? Still Unai Simon? I know we did our Can I Get a Lineup with Spain a few weeks ago, but
yeah, that's a good question. That's something I've been thinking. I mean, that's the big question about Spain.
I mean, they have 3 good goalkeepers, but there's also like an ugly duckling in that, which is Unai Simon. Just because he hasn't played as well as the other 2 this year. The other 2, you could make a point that they're the 2 best goalkeepers form-wise on the planet this year.
I'd agree with that.
And De La Fuente loves Unai Simon so much that Unai Simon might just get the start over both of them.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think there's something about continuity that they're going to keep Unai Simon in, because it's one of those things. It's like, I agree with you, because when it comes to Raya and Joe Garcia, there's probably some things that maybe they do that Unai Simon can't, but also like he's never played bad.
Yeah.
And he's never like, he's made all the saves. Yeah. And like, I don't know, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I guess like maybe if we're talking about like a couple years ago, Inter Milan, like Sommer pulling one out of the corner against Lamine Yamal, like I think Unai Simon has that in his bag. I guess like that's the reason why you play a guy like David Raya or John Garcia, because maybe they have it more. But it's one of those things, I don't know. It's what I would do. I would make a decision between David Raya and Joan Garcia. Personally, I would. Like, I'd pick who I'm going to play between them and just, you know what I mean? One of them's number 1. But I also understand, like, if it's really tricky, because I think something we forget is, like, these managers have, like, actual relationships with these players. Like, they know them. They, like, you know what I mean? Like, for instance, I'm Eric Laporte. Like, first off, most people say, like, why is a guy from the Saudi League playing in this team versus, again, Dean Huijsen? But it's like, number 1, Luis de la Fuente trusts him. And that's kind of, I think, the thing with Unai Simon, where he probably looks at him, he's like, I trust you. You've been my captain on multiple occasions. Like, no matter what, you're coming with us. And number 2, like, you're my guy.
Yeah.
It's one of those things, like, I can understand if I was the man making the decisions, I just won the Euros with you, being like, all right, well, you're my guy right now until you prove me otherwise. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they played all 3 goalies in the group stage. Like one per game, and just been like, whoever plays the best keeps the job. Yeah. And I mean, maybe it's not fair, because like one of the games is against like Cape Verde, and it's like whoever gets that job should have like the best game. But I don't know. It'll definitely be interesting to see. It's funny because you see all these national teams, like, they're leaving out good players, and it really felt like Spain, like, the only issue people have is just Real Madrid fans are upset that Dean Huijsen didn't go, that a Real Madrid player didn't go, but their normal starting 11 doesn't have him in it. Yeah. So, like, why can't, you know what I mean? Like, you don't play Spaniards. You don't have Spaniards in your starting 11. You don't, I guess Huijsen and Carvajal at times are in it, but you have 2 guys that maybe deserve a chance. Like, we're talking maybe. So you feel like hurt that they didn't go. I don't know. Barca has like 8 players. I mean, Crystal Palace has a player in the team. Yeremy Pino. Yeah, who's a good player. So, Arsenal have a few. I think Sociedad has a few. Like, I don't know.
Did Nico Williams make it?
He did. Okay. He did. So, I mean, we'll see. Him and Lamine, there's a good chance they don't play game 1. But again, game 1 is against Cape Verde. So why would you play them? Yeah. That's, you like, a lot of times in the World Cup, and for those who maybe don't know or don't follow as closely, like, you usually, the team that's the weakest in the group is when you see all the bench players who are probably not going to play the knockout stages get a run. So that might be what he's doing game 1. Yeah. Game 1, you might see, like, I don't know, say he makes Joan Garcia the 3rd, like Joan Garcia start and all the backups start. And that's why maybe they're saying Lamine isn't fit for game 1. So there's no pressure for him to play game 1, essentially. Just like, why would he? I don't know. We'll see. I'm very, very excited to see what the Spain team can do. Feels like a good group. And PK said it. He was around the group, and he's like, this gives me very much like 2010 vibes. Like the players like each other. There's like a good spirit in the group. So we'll see.
Hey, Shakira's playing. 2010 vibes. PK's living his best life.
Is Shakira doing the halftime show?
No, it's like Jelly Roll.
Oh my, that's the worst decision ever. This World Cup.
I also don't know. I just made that up. But
let's talk, since we're still talking World Cup, let's just jump into the U.S. men's national team. So the World Cup roster has been leaked. If I'm not right, like leaked,
Mhm.
not actually revealed, leaked.
I think it gets revealed either tomorrow or the following day,
Okay.
or today or
Right. Being
Wednesday.
Tuesday or Wednesday. So based on this team, I got a feel for Diego Luna. Diego Luna's in every promotion
No. Yeah.
and like has played well, and like they don't bring him. He's on ads everywhere in the U.S. jersey, and they didn't bring him.
Yeah.
And like Roldan's going.
So I have less of an issue with Luna. I still think he should have made it. My bigger issue comes with Roldan, bringing him and not bringing Tanner Tessman,
Yeah,
the center mid.
Yeah.
That guy has played his ass off for Lyon this year.
Mm-hmm.
He's really worked himself into this group, and I'm pretty sure he's played in like the last 3 or 4 friendlies.
Yep.
And really, really well. And that's where my biggest issue lies is, okay, I get maybe not bringing Luna, but then you decide like a Gio Reyna shows up because maybe his ceiling is higher.
I am always bringing Gio Reyna.
Yeah. So like, I'm okay with that. The Berhalter, I'm okay with bringing, but my biggest issue is literally Roldan because yes, Weston McKennie is technically a center mid, but he could play ever. Like he's not like a center mid where you're like, I love having him at the 8.
No, yeah, you don't want him.
You want him on the field for sure in this U.S. team, but I don't know if the 8 is a position I'd want him in. And not having a backup of like a Tessman to kind of back up a Tyler Adams, and instead you're bringing Christian Roldan. I don't know what type of blackmail he has over Pochettino, but the fact that he got this World Cup is crazy to me.
It's wild because I will say Roldan probably gets a little overhated. When he plays in the team, he hasn't looked bad. He just doesn't have a ceiling. Like his ceiling is like the floor.
Yeah.
Like you get like it's in FIFA when someone has 80 rating, 80 potential. It's like this is it. This is exactly who he is. Which there's something nice about that because I feel like Pochettino probably likes the floor he brings and probably some of the leadership. It's a young team overall.
That's why I kept telling everybody like all of these like the Alexi Lawless and all of them saying like this is like semifinals, like we need to get to the bullshit. Next World Cup is the one where you're looking at it being like this is the one where it's like okay, quarterfinals, semifinals, that is the goal, that is the aim.
Well, what's annoying is this one should have been semifinals based on like in 2016. Well, in 2016 we would have said that.
Yeah.
But my point is they fucked up so much in the past 8 years.
Yeah.
That it's like, well, now that like you said, like quarterfinals would be a win. So that's where it gets frustrating because and again, this group is maybe also like we're looking at talent wise, they maybe all didn't pan out to the level we thought. But if we're talking about the excitement we had in 2016 with the youth in this team and like what it was supposed to be, and also the experience you could have built up since then, right? At Gold Cup, at obviously they missed a World Cup. They missed one World Cup. Like shit like that, where it's like, well, you've wasted so much time that this team is, it's gonna regress. Like it's gonna suck. Looking at the team, a couple other things. Aiden Morris was probably another name that was a little unlucky to not get in.
I love Aiden Morris.
Is he at Middlesbrough too?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was unlucky to not get in. Diego Luna, those would be my 2, honestly. Other than that, like team kind of is the team. It almost picks itself a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, at striker, it's going to be Balogun, right? And I mean, it's always been the striker thing. Like, oh, is it Sargent? Is it Haji Wright? Is it Ricardo Pepi?
Yeah.
Is it who's the other guy I'm thinking of? There's one more.
Patrick Ajuman.
Well, him too. But then there was one more. There's another striker who for a little
Daryl Dike.
No, Daryl Dike though at one point was like, oh my god, we got our Jose Altidore back.
Yeah.
I can't think of who it is. It's okay.
I don't know. I'll also say like the Roldan thing. I don't think he makes it if Cardoso doesn't get hurt.
Yes, that's true. That's fully yes. Cardoso got so unlucky with that.
My only issue with this team, like just looking through it right now, too, like again, is it's not a bad team. The only issue is there's 0 star players.
Other than like Pulisic.
I wouldn't even consider him a star though.
Okay.
Like I'm talking like you look at Spain, you have Gavi, like Yamin, like guys like that, Pedri, where you're like, I can market these guys as stars and they perform as them. Like you can sit there and make a case to have them in like a team of the season type of thing. There's nobody on the U.S. team where it's like that guy is a star in his league. Like we have the base. Like if we just had 2 guys where it's like both those 2 guys are top 20 in the world, we're the best team in
Right.
this tournament because we have all of the other pieces where you're like, you need the quality and depth. We have that because everybody's basically the same level. You need the quality of starter where it's like these guys, the level is not like, you're not going to be seeing like guys drop below a 7
Right.
rating in like the games. Like they have a really good squad. It's just they don't have that spark, that spot. Like who really, if it's the 81st minute, we need a goal, who are you relying on?
It's gotta
Like
be Pulisic.
Pulisic, but like, do you trust him 100% to deliver?
No, I mean, Pulisic in this team also is more of a playmaker than anything.
Mm-hmm.
At least the way that they've utilized him, because there are no real other playmakers. I mean, even talking about it, right? Like Weston McKennie isn't a playmaker.
No.
Tyler Adams isn't a playmaker. I'm just looking at midfielders per se. It's funny that Tillman, they listed him as a midfielder here, but like I get like Gio Reyna could be a playmaker, but are you going to rely on Gio Reyna?
Yeah, exactly.
Like I agree with you. So it's like, all right, so you need Pulisic playmaking, and then you like I don't know.
Like you need Pulisic to be, for us to go far, you need him to be a top 15 player in the world.
Yeah.
Not just like, oh, like he's the best player on our team. Okay. He needs to play like a top 15 player in the world for us to go make a deep run. And I don't know if he has that in him.
Yeah, I mean, I will give him like at AC Milan, he's played well. I've seen like he's been a decent player there. But I think also like again, maybe we in 2016 we did get too excited, right? Like Pulisic looked like he was going to be one of the best, right? At one point, I think Real Madrid was calling about him, stuff like that.
Chelsea ruined him.
That's a different conversation. Should we call our resident Chelsea fan?
I mean,
Pulisic?
To be fair, in December of 2019, his transfer value is $86 million.
Right.
It dropped when he joined AC Milan, it was down to 34 in 2023, and now it's back up to 52, 55.
Yep.
So like he's kind of rebuilt himself a bit at Milan, but like he's never going to reach that 86 million height again. And that's what I'm talking. Like we don't have a guy like that on this team. And maybe in 2030, it's Kevin Sullivan, who's a top 15, 20 player in the world. And he's sitting there and that's all we need, because I think the rest of this team is like even a guy like Tim Weah. Tim Weah will never be a star player, but he's the perfect guy to have in your starting 11 or even as a backup left winger or right winger.
100%. Yeah, I'm gonna uncross my legs real quick because I was on camera and you could see a lot of thigh. Looking at this team again and last notes here is, I mean, some people I actually am excited for, like Anthony Robinson, I'm a fan of.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Richards, if he's healthy, is obviously a great player. I'm so out on Dest. Not like I think he should start probably at right back, but I'm just so out on Dest. He's just pure attack. That's all this guy wants to do. He doesn't defend for shit.
But like I mentioned, like you need that. Like you do need that. Right. If you're 1-0 down, you need something from the defense to get you to that attack, and he's somebody that can deliver. I agree. Over 90 minutes, I don't want him to be the starting right back, but if he can come in as a substitute late in games chasing a goal, that's why I'm saying, like, we have the team to make a deep run. We just don't have the star at the top of the field where it's like, that guy is going to be our savior.
Yeah, we were also hoping, obviously, Balogun, who's had a decent season for Monaco, fair enough, but again, he was supposed to be like the star striker. We'll see. I mean, listen, they can come out and completely make us heed our words. Right, like Pulisic could play as one of the best players in the tournament at home. He's obviously a very proud American, so maybe he'll play his ass off. But Pochettino worries me. Another thing that came out is that the players, so I guess the lineup hasn't come out, the squad hasn't officially come out yet, but the players, and the reason why it's been leaked, and we know, is because the players received an email to let them know if they're in the team or not. Not a phone call, not a FaceTime, not a whatever. They received an email and it was like a high school tryout, whether or not you made it.
But that doesn't feel very Poch-esque.
Yeah, Poch feels like a phone call.
Yeah,
is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Like I don't put that. I know a lot of people have and will put this on Pochettino that like, oh, they were all emailed. And it's like, I feel like that's not like a guy like Pochettino. From all of the stories I've heard about him, he's a guy that would drive to your house, and like deliver that news
for sure,
and like sit on your couch and go through the emotion with you.
Yeah,
like he's not a guy that's going to be like, oh yeah, you didn't make the team. Too bad.
100%.
Like if a guy like Tuchel is calling people for the England squad, a guy like Pochettino is going to go to your house.
To.
Yeah, like so I I feel like that was maybe a decision of higher ups, which maybe just shows you where
Just
the U.S. Federation is. But
100%, and that's what fucking pisses me off. Last bit of World Cup news we'll do here is John Duran, our guy, does not make the Colombia team. His agent has ruined his career.
maybe he also ruined his own career.
I mean, part of it's definitely on him, but like, just a horrible, horrible career.
Yeah.
I don't know how he's fucked it that bad. And not to mention, like, this is Colombia team we were talking before, who, like, John Duran, when you were watching him at Aston Villa, you're like, oh shit, like this guy can be like a star.
That a guy that the U.S. would love.
Oh yeah, well,
Like at that time.
that's
Like,
crazy.
not
So
now.
Colombia missed out on Mosquera and John Duran.
I know.
That's crazy. Well, sucks to be Colombian. That was mean. But yeah, let's move on to a little bit of club news. Some of the stuff going on in Italy. So Milan missed out on Champions League. We'll get into that in the review. But they have decided to do a full clean out, which I actually respect the fuck out of.
Mm-hmm.
They have fired the manager. They have fired all their executives. They have essentially said, you know what? We're tired of this shit. I respect the fuck out of it. Everyone's club wants them to do that after they miss out on goals. And sometimes it feels like they only get rid of the coach or they only get rid of a couple people to make it performative. Milan was just like, you know what? Yeah, we're going to restart. And I like that.
It's on them to begin with because they had Paolo Maldini a few years ago and they won Serie A with him in charge.
Right.
And then he was like, we need to do X, Y, and Z
and
to kind of retain this. And they were like, no. And so he left. So you want to know what? I don't feel too bad for them. They made the right choice in the end, but they should have just stuck with Maldini and what he wanted to do.
Yeah, going off that, I mean, also Antonio Conte leaves Napoli. And I don't know, did you see the interview he did with De Laurentiis?
Yeah.
Where De Laurentiis like, if we didn't get injured, we would have won the league. And he's like, no, we wouldn't. Inter's a great team. They have great players. Like, respect them. And De Laurentiis like, oh, come on, like, back the squad. And he's like, no, they were not that good. Whatever. And it's like, part of me is like, yeah, I get it. It's like not the best PR. But like, let me tell you something. Antonio Conte is going to keep it 100. Mm-hmm. Like, he's going to keep it 100 with you.
Especially when he's at AC Milan next year.
Well, yeah, this is the bullshit. And talking about AC Milan, Areola is linked with AC Milan now.
I could see that.
That would be awesome.
I could see that.
That would be really awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like that, like, more than Crystal Palace, more than I think Leverkusen, like him at AC Milan is like that's a FIFA career mode waiting to happen. But
maybe who knows? Maybe he goes Napoli.
Oh, they're open.
And it's champions, so it is the step up.
Right.
Like
the only thing I would say about that for him is he'd probably be like, fuck working with this president.
Oh,
he's worked with such supportive boards. Or has worked with a supportive board that, like, why would you like put yourself? Listen, Napoli's board is probably the type of board that if they like you, they'll back you. And like De Laurentiis is the type of guy who's like, he's not going to sell his players if he doesn't want to, and he'll be a dick about it to whoever. But it does feel like if you're a manager and you're like, hey, we need a striker, and he's like, no, I got you, Rasmus Højlund. It's like, all right,
okay,
I guess I'll have my Rasmus Højlund for dinner. Højlund, my brother, I believe in you. What was that song? Do you know what I'm talking about? There was a guy that looked like Højlund, and when he hadn't scored...
Oh my God, yes. I forgot all about that.
He has like some type of condition going on, but he's like a singer, and it was like, Højlund, my brother, I believe in you. We got... Oh, yeah. I'm just praying on a miracle. I'm sorry.
That was it. Yeah.
You start singing right after. That's got to be horrible, man. You're in the locker room, and I would start singing that.
Probably clowning him.
Poor guy. But... talking about, you mentioned earlier, all the Serie A managers are just moving spots. Where did Sarri go? Did he go to Atalanta? Or did he go to Napoli?
I don't know.
Maurizio Sarri to Atalanta, Gattuso for Lazio. Yeah.
How did he get a new job after Lazio? He literally tore Lazio down.
Dude, because they just swap managers. This is the biggest issue in Serie A.
That's why I'm like, what the
I've
heck?
never seen anything like this in my life. It's like, it's worse than college football where coaches just bounce around like the same divisions. It's like, what are you doing?
They just cycle through the same 8 guys.
I mean, and like, I'm not going to say that they're bad, but like at the same time, like,
they're just the same.
They're just the same. Like, Sarri was just at Lazio. Do you think, I don't know. The whole thing doesn't make sense. This is why like Serie A to me does not have the same watching appeal that other leagues do. But also like, no wonder teams struggle so much. Like the Italian national team, because you have no one developing the talent. No. Everyone's just showing up and doing the same shit over and over again. So like when Cesc Fabregas shows up, and yes, they've spent a lot and they've done a lot, but when he's playing like expansive football, it like changed the fucking league. Everyone's like, oh my God. Imagine Areola going with his high press. He's going to go there and they're going to be like, what the fuck is this?
I know. The only thing with Cesc Fabregas is he has no Italians. So even if you want to make that claim, like, that he's changing. He's not changing it for the Italian national team. He's changing it for Serie A maybe, but like,
right.
I don't know if that's actually helping Serie A.
No, that's not.
Because all of the other managers are still just doing the archaic haram.
They're doing what they know. That's all they know. It's like horrible. Like, go find it. You're telling me there's no young Italian managers?
I mean, Thiago Motta tried to change stuff up after he had such a great stint at Bologna, and Juve was literally like, it's not working. We're getting rid of you after like 6 months. And it's like, well, you guys didn't give it. It's like Xabi Alonso at Real Madrid. It's like, you guys didn't give him enough time. Like, whatever. But
that being said, our teams are good.
Our teams
Como and Roma are great.
Yeah, we're chilling.
Who's the manager of Roma right now?
Gasparini.
Yeah, great guy. Love him.
Well,
not a fan.
No, he's a really good manager.
Better manager than person.
Me's so much better than a person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's someone that's a better person than manager?
Person than a manager. Neil Warnock?
Probably. Yeah, that's probably it. Well, is he a good person though? He's funny.
Yeah. I'm
trying to think.
I don't know if there is. I mean, it's like one of those where it's like you have to think lower. I don't know. Lower. Will Still?
Will Still. Yeah, good guy.
Will Still's not a good manager.
No. What about Graham Potter? He's that bad a manager. And he's not really a good person, but he's that bad a manager. That makes him a good person.
I still think he might be a better manager.
Yeah. I don't know. Did you see so a lot of us come out about West Ham. Obviously, they'll be relegated. We'll talk about that. But who was it? One of the players. Oh, I think it was Mikel Antonio. Because Graham Potter cleared out a lot of the older West Ham players. And Mikel Antonio did an interview, and they said that, at the end of the last season, he went into the manager's office, obviously speaking about Potter, and Potter said, and he's like, I want to stay. Like, can I get a 1-year extension, essentially? And Potter's like, it's not up to me, Mikel. Like, the board doesn't want you. He then goes up to the board and like, to the chairman, because he'd been there, so he's like, I really wanted to stay. I'm surprised to hear that. And they're like, no, it's not us. Graham doesn't want you. Like, what a dickhead. Stand on fucking business, man. You don't want to play at your club. Like, just let him know, like, hey, man, you don't fit. I mean, look at Joe Hart. Joe Hart did the interview with Pep or after Pep's final game and was like, me and Pep, like, we didn't see, and Pep obviously had some nice words to say about him and regret that he didn't give Joe Hart enough of a chance. But he was like, at the end of the day, Pep came to me and said, hey, like, we'll give it a try, but like, you're not really for me. Like, you're not the goalie for me. And Joe's like, at the end of the day, I respected it. And it was obviously hard to hear, but like, I shook his hand and it is what it is. Like, yeah, like there was a little bit of like just being a man sometimes, like being a human being. Like, this is people's livelihood, but also like going to the club captain, Joe Hart, and be like, you're not for me. I mean, that's not an easy conversation to have.
Not at all.
You can literally lie and be like, yeah, the board's ready to sell you. I mean, I guess Graham tried that, but that's a bad look. That's a very bad look. But you had here, Shake Shack is the official sponsor of the U.S. Open Cup.
Yeah. They just signed on.
All right, cool. Yeah, we're going to move on. Yeah, thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
Let's move into our favorite segment, and this is going to be a fiery
I lied.
About what?
That was just fake news that I put in there.
So I
lied.
Okay. So you just wrote something random.
Yeah.
Okay. Shake Shack is not the official sponsor of U.S. Open Cup.
No, I thought we were going to go into a bit more discussion about that, but we didn't.
Well, that was up to you, by the way.
I was hoping you would lead that one. I was hoping you would sit there and you'd be like, Shake Shack's the official U.S. Open.
You mean like give it an intro and like...
Yeah, like what we just did with all the other news, and you just passed it over to me, and yeah, I had nothing.
Okay.
Because it wasn't real.
Fair enough. Good podcasting.
Yeah.
Alrighty, let's move into our news segment. Can I get a lineup? We are going to start with the English national team. So the official rosters come out. We talked about this a lot. It was obviously being leaked. Yeah, let's just jump in. So let's talk squad first.
I think we discussed most of the squad last episode. The only thing that was interesting to me was Jed Spence getting in instead of an extra midfielder. Not that it was surprising that they brought Jed Spence like as a left back. I thought that maybe they would have moved Dan Burn over to left back and brought in like a Gardner. But they just decided to go straight Jed Spence, which I think is smart.
Straight Jed Spence.
Straight Jed Spence. Opposite of gay Jed Spence. So, yeah, I think Tuchel's explanation of it made sense. I agree with it, where out of all 4 of their left backs, he probably is their best defensive fullback that they have. And honestly, besides maybe Mark Gahey, probably their best defensive player.
Jed Spencer saying?
Yeah, besides Gahey.
Yeah, the dude
like,
loves to defend, man. He's a great he's 1v1. He's like a technician in that.
So I think it's a smart move. Still don't fully understand the Jordan Henderson move. I mean, we discussed it ad nauseum last episode.
Good word.
Thank you. Where a lot of these players are kind of leaders on their club teams. So why do you need to bring in a Jordan Henderson into this squad who really hasn't played this year when you have Adam Wharton and James Gardner at home? But I feel like we can go into the starting 11.
Yeah, just talking on the Jed Spence thing. The reason why I'm not surprised is Jed has done very well for Tuchel. And he, like you said, like he brings something different than all these defenders. Like Nico Riley at left back is not like a proper defender 1v1. Livramento, I'm not really super familiar with. Reece James is obviously a little bit more forward thinking. Is a little bit more forward thinking, progressive liberal on the ball. Where and he obviously
we should start doing soccer in terms of a political spectrum.
Yeah,
like Jed Spence, Dan Burn is, I feel like, moderate right leaning.
I think he's surprisingly liberal.
Really?
I think Dan Burn's the type of guy that you're like, oh, this guy's gonna be Brexit. And you meet him, and he's like, fuck the Queen, fuck the King, and you're like, all right, fair enough. Pickford.
Pickford feels very much Green Party.
Is Green Party the same thing as here?
I was doing US. I wasn't doing English.
Okay.
I think he's very much like third party, like I'm going to vote for something out of the box.
Jarrell Quansah gives me Republican.
See, Jarrell Quansah to me is maybe more liberal leaning, but maybe more moderate.
I look at Jarrell Quansah and I get a vibe that he's going to be like, he fucks with Trump. He's going to be like, yeah, he's a boss man.
He was messaging Astrid Wet a few years back.
That's my point.
Yeah.
He's kind of got like that, like messed up. Like,
yeah.
Let's see. Let's look at the rest of the squad real quick. Who here doesn't vote?
That's an interesting question.
Well, first off, Tommy Tuchel doesn't vote because he's German.
Yeah. I would maybe say Harry Kane.
Oh, he just misses it?
Yeah, I just think he doesn't. He could play in a conservative team. He could play in a liberal team. He doesn't. He drops in deep. So if you really need him to be conservative, like he'll be that right leaning striker. If you need him to be that fox in the box, he'll be that liberal leaning striker. So I think he doesn't really care what's happening in the game politically. He's just doing it.
Yeah, this is a horrible, horrible segment. We're just wasting time.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the squad here. They've been playing a lot of 4-2-3-1, so I'm going to rock with that. In goal, let's just throw Pickford in. All right, up top, we'll throw Kane in. No problem. I'm going to put Declan Rice as one of the 6s or 8s, whatever you want to call it. All right, I'm trying to take a look. I think Reece James gets to start at right back. I don't think that's up for debate.
For game 1. Game 2, when he's hurt, they'll probably put in Livramento. But
yeah, he's in the squad easily.
1. Yeah.
I mean, that's not even worth a conversation. I'm also just taking a look real quick at the squad.
Saka at right wing.
Are we sure about that?
Positive.
Absolutely.
It's either him or Madueke. So who do you want?
Saka is in the squad. And then I think Rashford's in the squad pretty easy. But
I agree. No, I agree
Okay.
100%. What? You think I'm going to pick Anthony Gordon over Marcus Jonathan Rashford?
Quid. I'm always going to go with him. All right, so the positions that we have left here, right? So just to recap, we're playing 4-2-3-1. We have Pickford in goal. One of our center backs is Mark Gahey. Our right back is Reece James. In the 6, we have Declan Rice, or if you want to say the 8, one of the 2 pivot players. We have a pivot spot open. We have the cam open. We have right center back, left back open. You have Rashford at left wing, Saka at right wing, and then obviously big man Harry Kane leading the line up top. Where do you want to start here?
Left back, I think it's Nico O'Reilly.
I was going to say, it's Nico O'Reilly. The fact that Lewis Hall didn't get called up is, I think, arguably is the biggest omission in this team.
But then when you think about the Jed Spence effect.
Jed could play on both sides for sure, but it's like, he's
by with it.
Don't you want just like a proper, like a true, because they brought Livramento.
I mean, I agree.
You brought 3 right backs.
Yeah.
Like,
I
Judd Spence
agree.
is a proper right back who's been playing left back for Spurs.
But Livermento's by with it too. He can go both ways.
I still would have probably bought Lewis Hall over Livermento, just in general.
Livermento's a better fullback.
Interesting. All right, center back. This is where it gets tricky. Like, I feel like Konsa has to be kind of the option.
I think it's Konsa. I don't think Jarrell Kwanzaa is good enough. Dan Burns shouldn't touch the field.
No, Dan Burns should.
And John Stones probably shouldn't touch the field either. So I think it has to be
prime John Stones. Like, if you get like the best of John Stones at this point, I think he does get in this team because he's so good. But I don't know what you're going to see.
He's not prime.
He's not prime. All right. In the 8, I think, the 8 or the 6, whatever you want to call it, next to Declan Rice. For me personally, it's Elliot Anderson, because I think this is going to free Rice up a lot. Rice will be able to play as a true 8 and carry the ball, and you have someone who's going to handle all the dirty work behind him. And I don't know. That would be my view there. You're going to say Kobe Manu.
Yeah, I love Kobe Manu. I love the way he plays. I personally think Kobe Manu is the guy, just because him and Declan Rice have played together in a full tournament before, and I think they had an amazing. I mean, that partnership got them all the way to the finals. So I do think having that kind of trust in one another is pivotal, especially in a tournament like this, where you basically have 2 weeks, and I know that they've, like, a guy like Anderson and Rice have probably gone to a few camps over the past year together, but like going to a camp for like 2 weeks and then going back to your club is one thing.
Yeah.
Going for a whole tournament overseas, you're only seeing these guys, like, just more so like the connection that him and Manu already have on the pitch, I feel like would mean more. And I'm sure after like maybe the second game, if they feel like it's not working, you throw in an Anderson and see if it works. And if it does, great. I think you have to start the tournament off though with that connection there with Rice and Manu. That's my thought.
That's fair. If I was Tuchel, I'd probably start Anderson, because I think he frees Rice up a lot, because Anderson does a lot of dirty work for you. But I like that logic, so I'm good with Kobe Manu there. Okay. So all we have left is the 10 then.
And realistically, can I make a case to go back a little bit to potentially adding Dan Burn at the center back position after you watch this video?
Okay, I'm gonna watch this video. It's the video of someone's in this like big black costume. That sounds bad. They're wearing like I don't know what.
It's like a ghoul costume.
Yes, they're like in a ghoul. They're wearing like a big black like robe, chasing people around.
Kids around.
Dan Burn against Spain Tiki Taka at the World. He should be on the team. No, but yeah, he's horrible.
Yeah.
At the 10, so I think my heart says Morgan Rogers, but my head says you play Jude Bellingham, because I think here's what I'm thinking. Kane's going to drop into those pockets, and now you have Jude playing his best position of just being a tap-in merchant and letting just Kane be able to, like, Kane is now attacking, or at least providing for Rashford, Bellingham, and Saka.
Can I offer another alternative?
I'm not putting Jordan Henderson there.
And Barrechi Eze.
Over Jude Bellingham?
And Morgan Rogers.
If you wanted to make a case for Morgan Rogers over Bellingham, I'd hear it. I'm not hearing it for Eze. I think Eze is best as a super sub.
Is that because he won a Premier League title with Arsenal and not Tottenham?
Here's my thing with Eze is I think Eze is a talented player. Obviously, he's very skillful. What number one, Jude is obviously
a champion. Add that part.
Sure, he's a champion, but to be fair, so is Jude Bellingham, Champions League champion. Morgan Rogers, Europa League champion.
That doesn't count.
Can Eze put his own table?
Eze can put a Premier League on the table. Can the other two say the same?
You didn't even think about it. Eze can put a Europa League on the table, by the way.
Can Jude...
No, Crystal Palace won the FA Cup, not the Europa League.
Yep. Can Jude put a La Liga on the table?
No.
Can Morgan Rogers put a Premier League title on the table?
No.
Okay. Can Harry Kane put a Premier League title on the table?
Don't start that with Harry Kane.
Harry Kane put a European trophy on the table?
No, see, now you ruined it. Now I'm putting Jude in the team because I gave you Kobe Manu.
I was going to say Jude anyway. Even with the Eze talk, I was like, I don't even think Eze should make the starting 11. I just wanted to get into a little debate.
Low-key, I feel like Anthony Gordon could play really, really well in this team too.
Dude, Anthony Gordon, in my opinion, is one of the most overrated players this world has seen in the past 5 years.
Really?
He is up there with Anthony for me.
Wow.
He's a pace merchant. That's all he is. He's just fast. And I think if you want me to get we were talking a little English politics before. I'm going to get a little political. I don't think the English have seen a white boy run that fast. So I think they're all enamored with him.
Bayern want him.
I know. Do you think he's a better player than Luis Diaz?
No, obviously
Exactly.
not. No.
So why are you paying $80 million for a backup?
Well, to be fair, Luis Diaz is like pushing 30, and you're getting what? How old?
How many goals did Luis Diaz have in the Bundesliga?
No, he was great.
How good did he play in the Champions League?
But who's their backup left wing? Legitimately, I don't know.
Leonard Carl? I don't know. He could. He's by with it. Musiala, you could put there if you really wanted to.
No, you don't.
Serge
displace...
Gnabry. I'm just saying, 80 mil for a backup is wild when all he is white with pace.
How much do you guys pay for Eze?
50 something.
I think you paid 60.
60, okay.
For a backup cam.
He started a lot this year, brother.
Okay, so you don't think Anthony Gordon would start a lot for that Bayern team if they paid 80 mil?
If they paid 80 mil for him and he has to go up against Hoofendoofenschmarsch like every other week, yeah, okay, he plays. But when the rubber meets the road and you're playing PSG in a second leg of a Champions League semifinal, who would you rather have, Luis Diaz or Anthony Gordon? That's when it matters.
Probably Luis Diaz, but it's also hard because it's also just, I've seen it in that team.
Anthony Gordon, listen to these stats. Ready?
I think you're going to...
How many Premier League goals do you think he has this year? He's started 24 matches. He's played in 26. How many goals?
How many games did he start? I'm going to go
24.
6.
Yeah, actually, you're looking at it. I know you're looking at it.
Probably had 2 assists.
Yep,
he had 1,814 minutes played. Yeah.
He's played 152 matches for Newcastle since January 2023. He has 39 goals. Dude, he's a pace merchant.
Yeah, but like speed kills. To be fair, how many goals did Eze have for Crystal Palace in 169 games?
62.
He had 40.
Okay, but they play different positions.
Okay. No problem. Long story short, this is our team. We have Pickford between the sticks. You have Nico O'Reilly at left back. I'm going to be honest, and this sounds so bad. Nico O'Reilly's a great player. I don't know if he's a fit at left back in this team. He's not a traditional left back. Like it's just one of those weird things where it's like
you have to think though. England for most of the games are going to play like a city in terms of where they are on the pitch.
I'm sure, but
he has a connection with Gahey already in terms of a partnership, left back, center back. They've been playing together for 6 months.
I don't know. It feels like one of those things like he might be the guy that plays in this team. And I don't know. I haven't watched the England like prelim games like that. People are like, wow, Gahey or O'Reilly did not play well.
Nico O'Reilly is
a traditional
guy,
central midfielder.
Yeah, he's a guy that will.
Here's a guy.
Up until the quarterfinals probably start, and then once you're taking on teams like Spain, like France, like the Argentina, Brazils, like you're gonna want a Jed Spence to start because maybe to be more defensive against those attacking teams.
What's funny though is like what's bad about that is Lamine Yamal played against Lewis Hall, and Lewis Hall actually did decent.
Did he lock him up?
I mean, no one can lock him up.
Okay.
But my point, I guess I'm trying to say is it's just funny because as we talk about that, it's like Lewis Hall in the Champions League actually played a bunch of those guys on that side. It played well. So it's where it's like, oh, like, well, we need someone to lock them up on that side. It's like, well, or, is traditional could play strong. And I'm like, well, there's someone that actually did that. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But going back to it, we have Pickford between the sticks, Nico O'Reilly left back, Mark Gahey at left center back, Ezri Konsa at right center back. That's going to be their weakest spot. Reece James at right back. We went with a midfield pair of Declan Rice and Kobe Mainoo, and then a front three left wing Rashford, Bellingham at the 10, Saka as the right wing, and then the big man Ari Karn starting at striker. I'm telling you right now, if Bellingham makes the runs he used to make, Kane is going to feed that man. I mean, it's like a Dele Alli type of thing where like they can play off each other so well. I personally, if this was like my club team, I would put Morgan Rogers. I think he offers more, but just being like, I don't know, dynamics, things like that, it's going to be Jude, which is okay.
Did you like the release video with the Come Together by the Beatles?
I thought it was good, except for the fact that the whole country fucking hated them.
Yeah.
It like hated the selection, so it kind of like ruined the whole point. And then we have another fun, can I get a lineup here for you? We are doing Senegal. Pucc, take us away here.
Let's go with the Senegalese. So let me pull up Senegal. So they most likely will be playing a 4-2-3-1, I believe.
Okay, I feel like every team we've done is playing this, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, they could play 3-4-3. It's just
Well, what do they play usually?
they play a 3-4-3, but it's like they have so many good winger options,
Yeah.
and I mean they've played a 4-3-3, a 3-4-3. I personally think maybe a 3-4-3 would work best for this team.
3-4-3.
Yeah.
Okay. It is our team, so we could do how we want it.
I think in net you have Eduardo Mendy.
Yep.
Easily.
Is there anyone who's omitted from this team?
Not to my knowledge, that was like massive.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's like literally the same team that just won out.
I'd assume so. Yeah.
I think the center back will probably be Koulibaly.
Okay. Makes sense. Kalidou.
Yep. And then what is he? Is he right-footed or left-footed? Left-footed. Left-footed Musa Nikhate will be the left center back from Lyon. Very good player, 30 years old. And then the right center back, I believe, will probably be Abdoulaye Seck from Maccabi Haifa.
Okay.
Once again, older, but this team in general, their defense is an older center back group.
Mm-hmm.
The only really like young guy that they have is Mamadou Sarr from Chelsea.
Okay.
Everybody else is around 30 years old. That's there.
Okay.
I think left back is going to be an interesting one. So once again, it's like since we're playing a 3-4-3, I think Malik Diouf from West Ham, who I love, he will probably be there. But their backup is Ismaili Jacobs from Galatasaray. So if they were going with a 4-back, Jacobs would be the starter. But I think to get the best out of this team, you put Diouf there.
Okay.
And then at right back, I want to say it's going to be Crepin Diatta, who's from Monaco.
Okay. I don't know. I'm not going to be able to argue with any of this.
Yeah.
Are you just looking at their past teams?
No, I'm just going off ball knowledge. I have their.
Oh wow.
I have their
He's just looking at
roster
the
out.
roster. He's just looking at the roster.
I have their roster and just going on ball knowledge right now. So we have the three in the back, which is Koulibaly, Seck, and Nikita, and then the right wing back, is Crepin Diatta, and then the left wing back, Malik Diouf. So the two center mids, I think this might be where we get a little tricky because I think Idrissa Gana Gueye is a legend for the Senegalese team. However, I do think that they have two better options to play there. One is Pape Sarr from Tottenham.
Give it. Yep.
I do think he would be one of them either way with Idrissa Gana Gueye. And then the second one is Habib Diarry from Sunderland, an extremely talented young center mid. He's played extremely well for Sunderland this year, helped them get Europe. So I think those two are, I mean, this Senegalese team, their strength in terms of their moving forward in the future years is going to come from their center mids. So you have those two, and then you also have Lamine Camara for Monaco right now, 22 years old.
I've heard about him.
Yep. You also have Papa Gueye from Villarreal, 26.
Yep.
So they have a really young kind of group of center mids. So that's why I think Idrissa Gana Gueye might not start, but knowing that he played such a pivotal role in AFCON, I wouldn't be shocked if they rock up game one.
Give me your team. How would you like
Diarra and Sarr would be my two. Yeah.
Okay.
But I have a feeling they may it's the same thing with like what we mentioned previous, where some of these older guys might just get
you need experience on the field.
Yeah. Speaking of experience, I think when you look at the front three, I think Nico Jackson starts at striker, clearly. And then I think it's an interesting choice because they're wingers. I think there's basically three guys kind of going for two spots here. One, they're definitely going to give Sadio Mane that left wing spot. He's their captain. And then at the right wing spot, you have Ismaili Sarr and Iliman Ndiaye.
Oh, I forgot Ndiaye. Yeah.
I think they're going to give it to Ndiaye because I think he's had the better year than Sarr. But I would not be shocked if Ismaili Sarr is starting at that right wing. But I think Ndiaye will get it.
Okay.
In general, I think I've said it in the past, and spoiler, we may have a World Cup preview coming out in the upcoming weeks. But this team, to me, they're kind of dream. This team I could see this team getting quarterfinals, even semifinals.
Wow, that's strong.
Yeah.
I mean, their group.
I think they are a very strong team.
Let's talk about their group. So they have France in their group, and I think they have Morocco in their group.
No, there's no way.
Sorry. They have France,
Norway.
Iraq, Norway, and Senegal. So they also may not make it out of the group, by the way.
So they may not, but with the third place up for grabs now, I could see them getting it. I think they're going to be a lot tougher of an out than. Like, I could see them getting second and Norway getting third, basically.
Yeah, that's fair. I forgot about the third place thing. That's why I was like, they could get grouped, but maybe not.
I honestly think that this team, the Senegal team, if I had to put money on it today, they go farther in this tournament than Morocco.
Interesting. That's a hot take. Flip that.
I legitimately think that they go farther than Morocco. I think Morocco's on its high horse too much, and I could see even Scotland coming second in Group C. And Morocco coming third.
I like that. I like that a lot. Did you guys see for Scotland, Scott McTominay? They put him on a $20 bill.
Oh, really?
His overhead bicycle kick. They put it on a $20 note, and someone was like, "How much does it cost?" It's like, well, I can't help you with that one, but good stuff. So you want to? I guess you just ripped through the Senegal team. Do you want to say it one more time, just definitively?
Yeah, Mendy at goalkeeper. You have the three center backs because we're playing a 3-4-3. The three center backs are Koulibaly at the center back, Aboulé Sheikh at the right center back, Moussa Nikite at the left center back. You have Crepin Diatta at the right wing back, Malik Diouf at the left wing back. The two center mids are Habib Diarry and Pape Sarr. And then the left winger is Sadio Mane. The right winger is Iliman Ndiaye, and then the starting striker is Nico Jackson. Italian or Hispanic?
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Yeah,
definitely not Senegalese.
Nope.
That one's gonna get you.
Yeah.
Good stuff. So that was Can I Get a Lineup? I'm excited for when the U.S. officially comes out and we do our official lineup there. But I'm liking this segment. It's fun. Putting together teams is kind of the fun thing. Cool. Let's move into a recap, our final day. So I have no fun accents to do for recap, unfortunately, but Pucc has good noises. So let's jump into the Premier League final day. So really the big things that we talked about here on Friday's episode was the relegation battle. So at this point, it was just Spurs and West Ham duking it out. And then the final Europe spots. Those were kind of up to grabs. I think it was like maybe 7, 8, right? Like, what was it? 8, 7? Yeah, I'm not saying 6, 7. Relegation battle. So Spurs beat Everton 1-0. They avoid relegation with that win. No problem. Let me tell you something about João Palhinha. This dude is ass, but he also just scores.
Oh, 1,000. Yeah.
He's like kept us up to the point that I'm like, you know what? I kind of feel like you can't let him go back. So apparently De Zerbi wants to buy him. They're trying to negotiate to get his like fee down because I think it's like set at like 25 million. Let me tell you something. At some point, you just got to put the guy in the squad. And he kept talking about like he's like, we know what we have to do in the summer. I was like, all right, you could stay here, João Palhinha. What? Quit talk your shit.
No, nothing.
This is a guy that just kept us up in relegation.
Yeah.
He's not going to light the world on fire, but at the same time, like
I mean, personally, if you want to get into the actual game, Everton were on the beach, and that's not like not a diss at you guys. It's just Everton were on the beach. The reaction of some of the Spurs fans, you would have thought you guys won the league, and I get it. It's a big thing to stay up and to not get relegated, but it's also like you guys are considered one of the big 6 clubs. I feel like a lot of other clubs, like a Man City in that situation, they're not running around the field crying that they stayed up. Like more so the players' perspectives, I get it. Like, hey, there's been so much stress on us, all of this. The fans, like, what are we doing here? Like, I get it. Like, you guys are stressed out too, but like, I'm seeing videos of fans like crying and stuff like that. Like, those same tears a year ago were for a European title. Like they can't equate the same way. A European title. I didn't
see as much as what you're saying. I can understand. I read a lot of like at least in the stadium, a lot of people just like, it wasn't a sense of jubilation. A lot of people were like, the sense of relief in here. Like, I don't know. They were saying like, you could like, you know, what do they usually say? Like, oh, the tension, you could cut it with a
Yeah.
butter knife. It was like kind of like that. I forget what the saying was. They were like, the amount of weight that just left this building. That's what my feeling was. When we won the game, I wasn't like, yes, yeah. I was like, thank God the season's over. I was driving around Miami and I was like, thank God the season's over.
And maybe it was just because I'm an Arsenal fan, and when I look at my feed, I get those biased
Right.
Tottenham like
Naturally.
reports where I saw like 8 things in a row basically of like whether it was like tweets or videos of Tottenham fans like acting like they just won the league. And I
Yeah.
was like, what are we doing here? Like, you guys literally are a top 6 club. If
No, I
it was
agree.
West Ham, understand. Forest,
Yeah.
understand. But like Tottenham should not be celebrating a relegation scrap like that. And on top
Yeah.
of it, it's the second year in a row you guys have finished 17th, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Where you're just like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, what's going on at Tot? Like,
No, I agree with you. I mean, it's not good enough. And on top
I don't
of,
think it's like a one summer you guys are back in Europe type of thing.
yeah, so that's a conversation I've been having with some Spurs fans. So the big thing was like, at least for me is, and we all naturally get into transfers early.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me it was like, all right, like you just got to get to the end of the season. So that was actually the fun part. It was like, all right, season's over, we're up, and like now like Marcus Senesi is supposedly already signed up, ready to go. It looks like Andy Robertson. Everything looked agreed. It looks like Juventus are last minute trying to hijack it, which
He's not going to Italy. That guy was not made for the sun.
yeah, I didn't think so either. But I mean, like, Spurs fans don't like the Robertson deal. The Senesi one, they're happy about. He's a good player. He just won Bournemouth's Player of the Season, and he's like a 28-year-old solid defender. He's going to go to the World Cup with Argentina, so like we're happy about it. But like the Robertson deal, people are like upset about. The way I view it is, and I hate to use you guys as an example, but like we have to set a foundation, and a lot of people are like, we need like top players, 100%, but we need to set a base. You need to set a floor to then, you know, maybe in a year. If all goes well,
you need to add winners into the locker room.
Well, you need a little bit of that, but you also just need to add players that, like, number one, are fit, and number two, are up to the level. Like, you can't have kids and depend on them every single week. Where Senesi adds, now our back line, and we're all expecting Romero to leave, will be Van de Ven, Danso, Senesi, and then Vuskovic. So if you
Danso out of there,
bro, I love Danso.
he's so ass.
Whatever. Anyway,
he's a cult hero, but he's ass.
He's not ass. He plays well for Spurs. You saw one mistake.
I've seen him make 3 mistakes. He got saved by Klinsky with the other 2.
All right, happens.
Yeah.
No,
he's your David Luiz.
I love him. I love Kevin Danso. And don't get me wrong, if they want to bring in another defender, I don't mind it. But my point is like, Senesi is the type of signing Spurs don't usually make, where he's a 28-year-old, again, on a free, coming in with straight Premier League experience, who, if Van de Ven's not fit, if whatever, like, he could play, and he arguably should probably start day one, where you're like, all right, we're solid, right? Like, you have a position that I'm solid here. Robertson, for me, represents the same thing. Like, Udogie is not fit. So now my left backs are going to be Destiny, Udogie, and Robertson, where if Udogie's not fit, I have a proven, arguably Premier League legend stepping in. And yeah, I don't want him playing 40 games for us next year. But at the same time, like, you just brought in leadership. You brought in a player that knows the league, and you brought in a player that's arguably going to walk in with the most, I don't want to say the best player, because, you know, he's a little bit past it, but like, some of these guys like can't tie his shoes. He
also won't be an issue in the locker room if it comes to playing time. Where with a lot of the young guys, it's like, well, I was brought in and I expect more playing time, loan me out. And then you're in a situation where then you have to loan him out, get somebody else in.
Right.
And the following season, you have 3 guys that aren't up to par, or maybe 1 that is and 2 that aren't. And now it's just like, hey, listen, you're going to be a backup. You're going to help in the locker room a lot. You're going to have leadership, and he's going to be like, fine.
And he's going to push Udogie because he's going to want to start. And not in the way I came here to start, but he's going to push Udogie like if Udogie, he's not just there to sit on a beach, right? He didn't just go to like. So I like that signing. But those are the type of signings we need. So a lot of people are like, oh, we should sign this guy, that guy, this guy. And I'm like, transparently, like, just give me a couple more guys. And like, that's where my João Palhinha comes in. João Palhinha does not raise the technical floor of the team, but he's a hard worker. He's experienced. He's a leader. And it's clear on the field, he works his fucking tail off. Yeah. Where at the end of the day, I could put João Palhinha in a game and be like, and he's a destroyer build, which we don't really have. And I'm like, all right, I could bring João Palhinha in. So that's where it's like, for me, as a Spurs fan, it's not good enough. But I agree, people like, and we all start to fantasize about shit. Like, there's been apparently links to Rafael Leao. Everyone's linked to Rafael. Like, people are like, yeah, that'd be great. I'm like, but the Rafael Leao is not like, we're not in a position that's like next year we're going to contend.
Also, will he come?
Well, right. I'm just saying, pause, like,
pause,
yo,
blanket pause there.
Blanket. I guess my point is I'm not even thinking about the actual transfer. It's just like the star name of it. We're not like in a perennial like here's a better example. When Spurs were regularly finishing in the top 3 to 4, and we had Harry Kane and Heung-min Son, that is when you go and make the big star signings. That's when you sign your Declan Rice. That's when you sign these players that now it's like, you are now the reason why we are contending.
Yeah.
Because I have such a beautiful floor, right? Like my ceiling, I can't start painting the ceiling if my floor has holes in it. I can't put the ladder down, right? So I need to kind of like get the floor done. I could, build myself a little ladder, and then I could start putting the finishing touches. So we'll see. I think Spurs are going to have, De Zerbi said, he's like, we need a new team next year. He said, we have like 10 to 12 players in this team that can stay, and the rest he's like, we need to build one, which I agree with. And like, that's right. How they're going to go about it, I'm not sure. But like, there's no reason to be signing youngsters because we have youngsters across the entire team. We keep hearing about the academy and these academy players that, they win the Premier League 2 or whatever it's called, like the youth academy. Like, we keep hearing about these players, but we never see them. So it's like, you got to be about it. Like, are they good or not?
Yeah.
Like you at some point they got to play, right? Like, I don't give a fuck that our academy wins the Premier League 2. That's something that I just saw about Barca. Barcelona's like U16, U17 team don't win anything because the players are in the first team.
Yeah.
So like, for instance, Real Madrid just won like, I don't know, like the UEFA Youth Cup against Barcelona, I think. And someone's like, why don't Barca win this? Because Lamine Yamal could be on the field right now. Like their best player, it should be on the field, but he's playing in the first team. So, yeah, I don't give a fuck if we're winning youth tournaments. Put them in the team. Like, one of those players is Luka Williams-Barnett. People keep talking about Luka Williams, LWB. He's like this amazing number 10. We had a number 10 issue. They don't call him up. Like, when are you going to give him minutes? I don't know. Whatever.
West Ham beat Leeds.
Yeah, let me tell you something. Obviously, like, West Ham and Spurs have a bit of a rivalry, and West Ham fans have been a little bit cheeky, so it's kind of nice, like, to get this done.
That stupid bastard, West Ham Central.
Yeah. Well, actually, I kind of like him. He's funny.
No, did you see his tweet where he was like, "This is the first and last time Declan Rice will ever lift a trophy"?
Dude, that man made bank off that tweet.
No, because people are community noting it, and if it gets community noted, he loses all of the money.
See, this is the problem. This is like the cringe shit that Arsenal do. Let that man make his money.
It's not true. It's technically not. It's misleading.
So when you say he lost that money, so what? They went. So Elon just went. Elon just reached into his bank register and pulled it out.
I have zero clue how that works. This West Ham team, perfect next year. Dockers Derby. We have to watch that.
Yep.
B, it might be a couple years before they come back up, I think.
This is where they got to figure it out because Mateus Fernandes is leaving. He's been their best player. Jared Bowen is going to stay in the Prem. I think Jared Bowen may end up at Spurs.
I think Jared Bowen's just going to stick with it.
I mean, that's on him then. I can't help you then, brother.
I mean, the whole family's big West Ham supporters.
I know, but at some point, like, he's 28, 29.
Well, he also, if he didn't make this World Cup, he may know that it's cooked anyway, the national team. So you might as well just become a legend at West Ham.
I mean, that's fair too. Like, there is something to say, like, the Jack Grealish route where he stayed at Aston Villa and got him promoted, and like, he's a legend. But I'd also say, like, at some point, you got to, let's go. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
It's also like, do you want to be a legend at West Ham, or do you want to sit the bench at Spurs or Arsenal or City? Like, what? Like, do you actually think Jared Bowen helps Spurs out that? Like, you guys make that big of a leap having him?
No, but again, right? We're talking about players that I know Jared Bowen's going to come in, and if I need to sub him in, I'm going to get like. I guess he's not like that level, but this is the point. Like, just give me floors. Exactly. Just give me floors.
No. For Tottenham, sure, that makes sense. But like a United or like a team that finished top 4 or 5 this year.
No.
Like, if he wants, like, realistically, he could play in any team besides a team that made Europe this year.
Yeah, the only team I could see is Everton. He feels like such an Everton signing.
He does feel like an Everton signing.
Like,
but once again, would you rather have on the right wing Iliman Ndiaye or Jared Bowen?
No, Ndiaye, but as a backup, Jared Bowen's like a perfect backup.
But if you're Jared Bowen, would you rather be a legend at West Ham, play the rest of your career there, or the rest of your career is like, oh, I left the team in the worst position as the captain. I just headed out the door.
Here's my argument for why he does leave is because we're talking about West Ham not coming back up. I know you could say, well, definitely won't come up if he leaves. But like, the board is so incompetent that you sometimes do have to make the decision. Like, Kane left Spurs. Because you can make the argument, like, shouldn't Kane just stay at Spurs?
So I can see Bowen staying 1 year at West Ham if they don't get back up.
Yeah,
Him
he's got to
basically
go.
being like, listen, for my career, I need to go back into the Prem.
Counterpoint, though, does he get back in the Prem? Because if West Ham don't come back up, and he's supposed to be the best player in the championship, right?
It depends on how he does, I think.
Right. I mean, of course.
Because by far, he would be the best player in the championship.
Right.
And I think he would have like a 20-goal, 10-assist season in the championship.
He should.
Yeah, where then like you're mentioning like an Everton coming on the bench, that looks more appealing than spending another year in the champ. I don't know.
There's also a financial aspect. His wages are about to be cut.
Yeah.
Does he want to live off cut wages, or do you want to? He lives in London.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move over to the final Europe spots here. Chelsea fall to Sunderland 2-1. So Chelsea bottle.
No. Yeah. Okay. Keep going.
Chelsea bottle the European spots.
Yeah.
Huh.
Chelsea bottlers.
So Spurs didn't bottle it. We stayed up.
No.
Arsenal didn't bottle it.
No.
So the only team in London.
Wait, hold on. Como, did they bottle it?
Nope. They took care of business.
Roma, did they bottle it?
No, they took care of business.
Okay. Barcelona, did they bottle
definitely didn't bottle it. You know who did, though? Real Madrid bottled it.
Okay.
And Chelsea bottled it.
Okay.
It's a good day to be Ethan.
Yeah.
So Sunderland will be playing in the Europa League. Chelsea will not. Chelsea are going to go through a whole. Here's the problem, and this worries me.
It's good that they bottled it.
No, it's good. You know what's the worry, though? Chelsea are the type of team, like, shit like this happens. They bring in Xabi Alonso. They're going to clear out half the team and just spend like $500 billion.
Yeah.
And just become relevant. And then Chelsea fans are going to be like, ha, 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 look at us.
Can I offer a counterpoint, though?
I'm willing to, I'm not going to pay too much for it, but I'll hear it out.
Okay. Chelsea, since when did Blue Coat take over? They took over 22-23, correct?
Yeah, like around that. Maybe 21, at the end of 21.
Okay. So they finished third 21-22, which I believe is the year that they won the championship. Or the Champions League, sorry.
Yes.
So the first full year of Blue Co, 12th place. Following year, 6th place.
Getting better.
Last year, 4th place.
Oh, they're close.
This year, 10th. They have not gotten over 70 points in those 4 years in a season.
Not good.
So that is why, even though we sit here and we say, Xabi Alonso, they have a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
And I don't think they make Champions League next year, if I'm being honest. I don't care if they bring in...
It's too hard to tell for me for right now, but I know what you're saying.
I don't care if they bring in Kylian Mbappe, Lamine Yamal.
No, they won't do that.
Harry Kane. Like, I don't care who they bring in. To me, they're going to have a mass exodus of guys that have been important to them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Cucurella, Enzo Fernandez. I think João Pedro also leaves.
Yeah, there's a strong likelihood.
There's just
Robert Sanchez might leave.
Robert, please stay. There's another thing too, which I don't think a lot of people are talking about. They're just such an undisciplined group of players.
Yeah.
Fofana getting the red against Sunderland and then laughing about it, like after he got it's like they're just so undisciplined that, like, once again I think it's a different disciplinary issue than at Real Madrid. But Xabi Alonso still is going in there with disciplinary problems within the team. And if you lose leaders like an Enzo Fernandez, like a Cucurella, who are clearly two of the most experienced Captain E type of guys, besides Reece James, obviously, you lose another part of that, like, leadership hierarchy. And it's more of like...
No, I'm with you. But this is part of the issue is when you buy 1 million players and you don't establish a true hierarchy, nobody is checking anybody, because Enzo Fernandez is looking around. He's like, well, I guess I'm supposed to be the leader. But he's just like, fuck this.
Yeah.
Like, and you're firing and hiring managers left and right. Like, like, think about if you were at work and you kind of had an experience like this where you were telling me at one point, like, I think your manager left and they just gave you the manager work.
No.
That didn't happen, or don't bring it up?
No, you're thinking of somebody else.
You're right, I'm thinking of someone else.
No, you are. That didn't happen to me.
I'm going to give a quick tea. Didn't you have a manager leave?
No, my manager's been my same manager for 4 years.
Didn't something happen where they just gave you, like, all the manager's work, essentially? And you were like, it's annoying.
People left, so then they just gave me extra work.
But I guess that's kind of my point, is like, as things change and they just keep giving you more work, so they keep giving Enzo Fernandez more work, essentially.
Yeah,
and he's just like, but he's looking up and he's like, but, like, who else is doing shit?
He's also like 23 years old.
Right.
And it's like...
And he's racist.
And he's Argentinian. Yeah, I don't know where Chelsea... I guess this is good for them. I guess they want to bottle it. I guess they wanted to, because now they don't have to play 3 games a week in the conference league, but they are bottlers.
They are unfortunately,
they're bottlers.
Them and Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Remember, Real Madrid celebrated the La Liga title in October.
Yeah. So did Chelsea. Chelsea celebrated.
Chelsea were texting me a couple months ago, Chelsea fans, saying, we can't wait for when you play us at Stamford Bridge and we can relegate you.
Yeah.
Should have killed me then. Real quick, and then Bournemouth draw Nottingham 1-1, so Bournemouth will actually get Europa instead of Champions League. I know that was potential. End of an era in the Prem. I saw a decent tweet about this, and it was like, with all the farewells, so you have Pep, you obviously have a couple of the City players, right? Bernardo Silva left, John Stones left. Am I missing someone else?
Ederson.
He's been gone. But yeah, like they honored him. And then obviously at Liverpool, Salah and Robertson are kind of like the next two leaving there, and kind of like the end of the old guard. It kind of feels like this is kind of the ending of like a
chapter.
A chapter ended on the Prem. Yeah. We're entering the next one where like Maresca's City, Xabi Alonso's Chelsea, De Zerbi's Spurs. What?
Arteta's Arsenal.
No, the chapter just ended.
No, so the chapter ended on Liverpool City Pool, where they were glazing, where Liverpool fans were glazing City fans. I don't know if you saw that. Where
but that makes sense.
All of the City fans were like, finally the Liverpool, because Liverpool was like, started going off about the Arsenal celebrations, being like, City never had this, City never had this. And then all the City fans were like, finally the glazing is stopped over us, because for years it was like this like love fest between we're pushing both of each other, we're doing so well, oh, we're both so good. And now that, I'm sure, is a minority, because my brother and my dad are Liverpool fans. Wow. And they had the complete opposite opinion. They were like, screw City all the time. Like, I hate City. So it's just funny now that, like, I do agree, it is an end of an era in the Prem with the City pool domination, and a lot more of the younger managers coming in. But yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see. It's kind of cool. It's kind of fun. And I mean, looking back at Pep's numbers, by the way, it's just so fucking nuts. I mean, part of it too, like, Phil Foden has 6 Premier League titles. Phil Foden's like 24.
He's also bad at the sport.
I know, but you know what I'm trying to say? Like, yeah. Like his player, like Pep's players have like 6 titles.
Calvin Phillips has like 3.
Right. Wow.
No, he does.
No, like, I know. It's a problem. Well, it's like Robert Horry has 7 NBA rings. Big shot Bob. But something to think about. What do we think the next hour is going to be? Who are going to be the big players? We'll keep this brief as we move on to next recap too.
I don't know. I could see a try system going on.
Oh, a triad.
Yeah, I could see a triad between like an Arsenal, Liverpool, and then either a City or Chelsea.
I think City are definitely going to regress a bit. That's not saying that they're not going to be competitive, but like there is going to be a step back. I mean, Arsenal are obviously champions right now and poised to be. You'd have to say right now, you guys are for next year.
We're poised right now. I mean, we, like you mentioned earlier, we still have to see what the summer holds.
We have to, but that means that if you guys lose next year's Prem title, you bottled it from now.
Yeah.
Okay. Why would you say yes to that? Well, I have that on 4K HDR in your room.
As of right now, with no summer window happening, yes, as the champions, if we don't win it next year, we bottle it. Now, like I just said, if Liverpool or City go out and get Mbappe, Harry Kane, Olise, and add them to their one specific team, maybe we don't bottle. Like, maybe they're the favorites. But right now, we are the favorites for next year.
So you're saying is there's a chance that you guys can not only bottle the league, but also bottle the transfer window?
I don't know how you can bottle a transfer. If anything, you're talking about you're over here talking about floors and ceilings in a transfer window.
Something to think about.
I got a title.
Something to think about. Yeah, I see the future. Arsenal being good but being villains. I see Spurs having a huge resurgence. This is feeling early 2010s.
I'll say this. With Pep being gone, it does feel like it's a bit more wide open.
Yep.
And you could see a handful of teams winning it any given year.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is it opens up the door, and it also, like we said, right, like Xabi Alonso, like he could, and I'm just saying, like, we've seen what he's done at Leverkusen, and again, the thing that makes me worried about Chelsea is just like if they turn into like ruthless spend the way they do, like they spend and they're more ruthless than City were in their prime spending, if that makes sense. Like Chelsea will just go in and spend 200 million one summer and be like, well, that didn't work. We'll go spend another 200 million this summer. And like, that's frightening because at some point you're going to get it right? Like at some point you're going to.
That's what we've been saying for 4 years, though.
Yeah.
I'll believe it when I see it type of thing 100%, at this point.
But that's like, I can't be like, whatever, Xabi Alonso, like you sucked up Real Madrid, because Real Madrid are realizing they made a mistake. Yeah. And it feels like Chelsea just kind of golden goose this, where it should have been Liverpool who jumped on it. But we will see. Moving into La Liga final day. So really the only thing here was the relegation battle. The teams that were relegated, Mallorca was relegated, Girona Bottle, they got relegated. And then of course, not Elche. Who was the team? Oviedo. Yeah, they had nothing. They were playing for nothing. Yeah. Crazy final day. This was, I'm not going to go through all the games. I mean, Mallorca, they beat Oviedo 3-0, but they were still relegated, so got a feel for them. Girona drew Elche 1-1, so they fully bottled, because a win would have got them out. Obviously, Elche were right above them in the table. Sevilla lost to Celta Vigo, but they stayed up. Good for them. Levante fell to Betis 2-1, but they stayed up. And then Osasuna fell to Getafe 1-0. Let me tell you something about Getafe if you want to hear Harambol. Getafe scored 32 goals in 38 games and are playing in Europe next year. They also, I think, have conceded like 20 goals in the tournament, in the league. The most prime Harambol, and what my fear is with them is Bordialis, their coach. He's going to go to somewhere like Bournemouth, and he's going to become a fucking freak, because they're going to give him money to... fuck, this sucks. I hate Getafe. But they get Europe, so... any surprises here, Pucc?
Not I mean, but besides Girona
was
it,
that was a tough
one.
But
like, everything else kind of seemed to go the way we thought it would. The only thing maybe would have been, I thought Girona would beat Elche, and then Osasuna go down and get relegated. Sorry, we have fans outside.
Making sure no one's trying to steal my car.
No,
we're good.
But yeah,
I agree with that. Let's move on then real quick to the Serie A final day. So we alluded to this. This was really all about the European race. So the big shoe that fell here was Milan fell to Cagliari 1-2. They lost 2-1. And because of that, they are now in Europa. They bottled.
Yep, they bottled Champions League.
As we mentioned, they obviously fired everybody, essentially. I'm assuming they'll have a clear out, which they kind of need a little bit too from a player's side. That being said, though, Roma beat Hellas Verona 2-0. Congratulations on Champions League.
Thank you. First time in 9 years.
Is it really?
Yeah.
That feels a little too long for you guys.
Yeah.
Como beat Cremonese 4-1. Como are in the Champions League. Then Juventus drew Torino 2-2, and Juventus will be in the Europa. What did you say here? Juve and Torino Ultras fought.
Yeah, so this game, all 4 of these games were supposed to play at the same time, like a normal kind of final day does. It was delayed by 45 minutes because before the game, a Juventus fan was actually injured when the Juventus and Torino and Ultras fought pre-game in the streets. I mean, it's a massive rivalry. They both play in Turin. But before the game started, all of the Juventus fans are let in. Locatelli, the captain, goes over to talk to the fans. The fans basically tell Locatelli, like, hey, if something happens during this game, we will charge the pitch and we will fight the Torino fans. Like, they were telling him that. They were like, just so you know, this is what happened pregame. One of our guys is in the hospital because of this. We may have to jump onto the field at any given point during this game and do this. So the police ended up escorting every single Juventus fan out of the stadium. So if you watched the game, it was literally the minute you got to like the right side of the pitch, there was just a corner, nobody in the stands, because all of the Juve ultras and fans literally were told to get out. So
good stuff there. We always love some ultras fighting. I saw a lot of ultras fighting this weekend. Fair enough. Yeah, Como in the Champions League. We're excited about that. But then again, right, we mentioned this, a bunch of Italian managers are switching spots. Like, it's just so bad. I don't know.
The circle of life in Serie A.
Yep. And also, unrelated, the New York Knicks are headed to the NBA Finals. 4-0 sweep. They won 11 straight games in the playoffs. One of the most dominant performances we've ever seen. Jalen Brunson is that guy. Oh my God, look, he's laughing at the camera. He's laughing at other people. Yeah, we're doing it right now. That's going to be awesome. It's going to consume my brain for the next 3 weeks probably. But going on real quick, we'll rip through this. The Women's Champions League final, Barcelona beat Lyonnais 4-0. So for those that don't know about Lyonnais, their team, they were the Lyon women's team, but the owner, who's this like billionaire woman, bought them, wanted them to be their own brand, so kind of made them their own brand. She's been doing their own blue coat thing. So she also has a team in in London. That's called, I think,
London City Lionesses.
that's it. You got it, which sounds very FM.
Yeah,
Right?
no, it is, yeah.
But they've apparently just been paying everyone high wages. They've tried to do a PSG.
That's what they did with London City too.
Did they? So they did like a PSG, right? Like they showed up and just started spending money.
They were like, okay, we're gonna take this person who's the best player for the Greek national team, and then like basically all these like countries, like we're gonna take the best players from, and then the bench is just gonna be filled with like 32-plus-year-old England former internationals.
Well, Barca beat them 4-0, and it feels like for a lot of women's soccer fans, they like hate. It's like PSG. It's like when Bayern beat PSG a couple years ago in the Champions League final, and everyone's like, "Fuck PSG."
Yeah.
Coupe de France final. Lens beat Nice 3-1, so you got to feel bad for Nice, but
nice.
For Lens, I think that was their first title in 30 years or something.
That's
or ever.
Crazy.
So good for them.
Good for them.
German Cup final. Bayern beat Stuttgart 3-0. Harry Kane hat trick. This man is ridiculous. Just ripping through his numbers. 36 goals in 32 Bundesliga games. And if I'm not mistaken, he had 61 goals and 60 total comps this year. He's got to be the front runner for the Ballon d'Or. No? Who do you think? You're going to say some bullshit. Just say it.
I mean, it just depends on who wins Champions League and then the World Cup. England win World Cup. I think Harry Kane has a shout.
Don't tell me you're going to say Declan Rice for it.
If Arsenal win Champions League and the World Cup,
let's do
Declan
this.
Rice.
Let's do this. If Arsenal win Champions League, right, and then Spain win the World Cup, who are you giving the Ballon d'Or to?
David Raya.
You're such a Jorginho. You're turning into a Chelsea fan with the Jorginho bullshit. I will honestly, transparently, like Declan Rice, I think is actually a fair shout at that point if they win both. If they win neither, I think, I mean, for Spain, it'd be tricky because, like, Lamine Yamal, in that case, in my eyes, is probably the best player at the tournament. So you probably have him in the top 3. But yeah, it's also like, well, didn't do what they should have in the Champions League, things like that. So I feel like at that point, Harry Kane has a little bit more of a shout because you can just start looking at individual numbers, whatever. But I don't know. That's tricky.
Yeah.
I mean, the worst thing that'll happen is
tricky to rock around.
The worst thing that'll happen, I'm telling you right now, PSG win, and then France win, and then
Dembele.
Oh my God, that would be horrible. You know what would happen though? They'd give it to Mbappe. I'm telling you,
I don't even think about that.
They would give it to dictator Mbappe.
I don't want to cross that.
Harry Kane though is just ridiculous. I mean, Bayern fans, I saw a lot of them talking about it on social media because he obviously had a hat trick in this game. It was kind of fun. They're like, Spurs fans, you were totally right. Like, this man is better than Lewandowski. And I've always felt, I mean, I love Lewandowski now too, coming to Barca, but I've always felt this way. I don't know how many strikers we've seen in the history of football that are as like technically gifted as Harry Kane. I don't know if you can argue that. This is like, this dude does this everywhere he goes. If you want to say like R9 was a better like proper striker, I'm like, okay. Don't give me faces, like give me names. Give me names.
Better technical striker.
I guess what I'm trying to talk about is like his playmaking, right? Like more than just goal scoring. Like he's just like a really good fucking footballer. I don't know if we've seen a striker who's like has this type of output, but also is playmakes like this.
Ever.
Can you give me names? You're just looking at me like, yeah. Give me names. Am I missing somebody big? Who?
Come on, you know.
No, I'm not going to give you an answer. Say it.
You know who is.
No, you don't. You don't have a name.
You literally know.
No, you don't. That's the funniest part. You don't.
Say the name.
I'm not saying that. You are stumped.
No,
you
clearly know
You're
what
stumped.
the name is.
Look at you. You're stumped.
You
we'll say it on 3.
What the name is.
Ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3. I wasn't going to say shit. I don't know the name.
I'm going to be honest. I don't even care.
I was going to say, I was like,
you just started talking, and then the minute you said R9, I was like, oh, he's just about to list off 5 other strikers, and he's gonna. I'm just gonna be like, you just listed 5 guys.
Hot take: R9, phenomenal player. I think he has almost become overrated, though.
No,
listen to me. Hear me out. Overrated in the sense that people talk about like, well, his prime. His prime was like 3 to 4 years. That's all he had.
Yeah, dude. If Harry Kane was doing coke and strippers every other day.
Maradona had a better prime. Doing the same shit.
Maradona's
Maradona had a better prime than R9. Don't get out of here.
Maradona's
Maradona had like a
prime.
10-year career.
I know, but it's tough to lock down when his prime was
That's how good he was.
because he would be so
a bad
good
example.
for like a year and then be like
It's a
not
bad
in
example.
football the next year.
It's
yeah.
bad. I guess my point here is like I could almost make an argument that Thierry Henry was a better player than R9.
That's not ridiculous. That's not ridiculous.
You see but you get what I'm trying to say? Like yes.
Okay, Ronaldinho, same thing.
No, I'd agree with that.
Yeah, I agree. Okay.
I personally would take Neymar over Ronaldinho.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Okay. And that might just be biased because like that's a guy I watched like a little bit more and like loved a little bit more. But it's tricky.
I mean, I would take Messi over all of them.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. It's one of those tricky things though, I feel like when we talk about greatest, because like, are you talking about like it's just everybody's on their day, on their prime, their best day. Everyone's on the same field. It's like who's the best? Like it's probably R9. Yeah, like I can't argue that.
I think I may have a shout.
Oh, he's gonna say some bullshit. Here we go.
Me on my best day.
On Pucc's best day, shoulder still located, hasn't been dislocated yet. Yeah, I would take you there. Yeah, over R9.
Yeah.
Plus set pieces. R9 wasn't really a set piece guy.
No.
But we're getting off topic.
Yeah.
All right, as we're doing our recap and our review here, we're going to have some fun. We're going to try and rip through these a little bit. I think we wanted to debate a little bit more, but what are you doing?
Just continue.
We're going to rip through these a little bit. We have our team of the season.
Yeah.
And then we have a couple of quick hitters. So we have our overachiever team, our bottlers, our flop signing, our signing of the season, our match of the season, and then our moment of the season. We're going to start with our team of the season. And the only criteria here is just like Europe. So no Premier League, not a specific league. Let's both start off with what position. We'll start at goalkeeper.
Yep.
This is where we're always going to be decisive. I've gone for Joan Garcia. You have gone for
David Raya,
Yeah.
which I feel like there can be really no debate because I think these two guys were the best goalkeepers in the world this year. Like, you can make a case for Garcia, I would agree with. I can make a case for Raya, you would agree with.
Yeah.
Like, it's at this point, like, personal preference. They both, in my opinion, are like the two best goalkeepers.
Yeah,
like,
I'm not gonna argue. I mean, and it's one of those things that again just depends the day, just depends the defense in front of them. Let's move over to left back. Who did you have for left back?
I had Nuno Mendes.
Okay, talk to me.
I don't know. I just feel like in Champions League, you've really seen how pivotal he is for that PSG defense. And the guy that you put down, I actually originally had him down. But I just think the fact that they bottled the league, they couldn't get through to even the semifinals in Champions League.
Yeah.
And then the fact that he's not really like a pure, like he's, like you said, like it is, I guess we'll find out next year if he's a system left back.
Yeah.
Or if it's like, I don't know if he actually is the best in the world.
Yeah.
But Nuno Mendes for me, I think still was the best in the world this year.
Yeah. So I think my three in my head were number one, Nuno Mendes, number two, Nico, not in this order, but just players, Nico O'Reilly, and the number three is actually DeMarco.
Yeah, DeMarco was great.
Because he had a ridiculous season. I think I went away from DeMarco because I think he tailed off at the end. I'm not sure. I went with Nico O'Reilly. I only went with him over Nuno Mendes because I just did not watch enough Nuno Mendes to like, again, a player that I feel like everyone just knows his name. But like if he played in the prime, who knows? Like I feel like there would be people like, oh, he's not that good. But because they watch him in a couple of big PSG games where, remember, a lot of this PSG team is playing 900 minutes in the league. So we've talked about it. It's like, for me, Nico O'Reilly was huge. Obviously, in those games that he played for City.
He also didn't start the year at left back, too.
Who? Nuno Mendes?
No, Nico O'Reilly. He came in like halfway through and was the starter.
Right. Well, I just feel like when I watched him play, just immense. In the same way that Nuno Mendes for me was immense last year, where you're like, holy fuck, this guy's at left back, but like no wonder you're putting him on the field. Like he just needed a position kind of type of thing. I think at center back, we're pretty aligned here. I went with Saliba, Gabriel. I mean, I could have made an argument for
Pacho.
Maybe some of the PSG guys, maybe the Bayern guys. Like I heard Upamecano had a very good year, but again, like these are guys that I just feel like if you're going to go center backs, like I want to go partnership.
Yeah.
And that's where I felt comfortable. I would have probably kept Gabriel and kicked Saliba out of this from maybe Upamecano or one of those guys.
Nah, Saliba over Gabriel this year.
All right, fair enough. I mean,
Silent assassin, Saliba.
who'd you go right back?
I went Hakimi.
Yeah.
Who did you go?
I ended up going Timber, and I kind of only went because I saw your list, and like, I think Hakimi had a great year. But I was like, you know what? Timber impressed me. Hakimi only played this year in Ligue 1, 15 games. He started and he had 4 goal contributions. If we look at Champions League, which I think I could probably do on FOTMob.
So
go on.
While you're looking at that, I initially was also going to put Timber in, kind of like the Nico O'Reilly situation. But he hasn't played in like 3 months. He's been injured.
Right.
So like that's why I started thinking, and I was like, I feel like it would kind of be a discredit, like if I put him in, because then you could make the argument, well, like put in Reece James because he also has been injured for like 3 months this year. Like,
yeah,
and it's like one of those where I was like, you want to know what? Hakimi is the best right back in the world. Like, I'll put him in there.
He deserves the respect. And again, normally
you could have made a case for Koundé. Like,
he did not have a great year, and that's the only reason I didn't.
Okay.
But the one argument I could have thought is since João Cancelo has joined Barca in January, which I'm not giving him, I wasn't putting him in it. He has been fucking immense. He's played as a left back though, which has been tricky, but like he's been ridiculous. So it's like a player that was like, he immediately came to mind. I was like, oh, he played really well. But yeah, I mean, this was a year like the fullbacks were not easy. It felt like very like you have 2 options at both you have to pick, but no one stood out. Like,
no.
If you ask me who I want on the field on a given day, like I would probably put Nuno Mensch, and I'd put Hakimi easily, but because of the levels I saw from Timber, and again, Arsenal's backline this year was so good, you have to kind of just give them the respect. I think left back was a little bit of a revolving door for you guys. That's why I went Nico O'Reilly, but again, I think we're pretty lockstep here. Let's go through our midfield. I don't know if you want to call it DM, CMs, whatever. The first name I put down was Rice. Terrific year for him. I think there's no arguing that. My next name was very easily Pedri for me. I was watching something. They were like, yeah, Pedri didn't really play that well this year. I was like, you guys are on fucking crack. Like, I don't know how they were like in the big games.
And
like,
he was on crack.
They were like in the big games. I just didn't really notice him. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you guys. Like, and then they were like, Vitinha this year was immense. I'm like, what are we talking? Like, whatever. Who did you have?
Same 3. Rice, Pedri, Bruno F.
I was very reluctant to put Bruno Fernandes.
I originally put Szoboszlai, but then I was like, I gotta give it to Bruno.
I would low-key, I'd almost rather give it to Szoboszlai, and I know Bruno and Man United fans are going to hate me for this because he broke the assist record. Szoboszlai, when I watched him play in a couple of these Liverpool games, the way he like just picked his team up by the scruff of the neck and was just running from offense to defense, carry the ball up, try and attack, and then he would go and win it, and then go like.
And we forget too, he played a ton of games at right back this year too,
which is ridiculous.
Like he kind of gets shafted in this because the other 3 midfielders have performed so well this year. That like an exceptional year by him was he was taken out because 3 guys had like God tier.
It's also not fair to him because if he played as a 10 this year, like started there, I probably would have put him there and gone like hot take with it. But because he didn't, it was tough. And like, I'm not going to get Pedri out of the team for him. I'm not knocking Rice out of the team for him. It's like, well, if we need an attacking midfielder, the only other player I was thinking attacking mid who looked really good this year was 2 more players. I said Fermin Lopez, who had a ridiculous season, but then also Ryan Shirky. Shirky was ridiculous.
I thought about Shirky, but I was like, this guy literally like made fun of my club multiple times. I cannot put him in. I'm choosing bias somewhere in this, and that's where I'm going to choose my bias.
Totally understand that. Let's get to our front 3. Who do you have? Where do you want to start first off?
I can start left wing to right wing. So I have Kvaratskhelia.
Kvara. It was between him and Luis Diaz for me. I went with Diaz.
Once again, for me, it's like the goalkeepers. It's a toss-up. You could name either one, and I would agree.
The thing with Kvara for me, in my eyes, where I went Luis Diaz, Kvara, and again, his numbers are sick. I just like, it's hard for me when these guys are playing in like the French league where I'm looking at his minutes again.
You could make the same case with the German league though.
No. But he only played 18. He played 28 games in the French league, but he started 18 and he had 12 goal contributions, right? Which is pretty good.
That's crazy.
But let me just tell you about Luis Diaz in the Bundesliga. Luis Diaz started 27 games. He played 32, but he started 27, 15 goals, 14 assists.
Trust me, I think you're looking at 2 cheeks of the same ass in terms of those like
BBL,
leagues.
MiamE BBL though.
MiamE BBLs all over the French league and the Bundesliga, the Bundesliga.
I mean,
you've convinced me of Diaz. Like, you could convince
Yeah.
me of either one.
Where Kvara gets it from me is every time I watch him for PSG in the Champions League, he's just a fucking assassin.
And that's what I started like looking at with some of these guys where it was close, where I was like, how did they do in the Champions League? Like, in terms of like these leagues, like the French and the German league, because I viewed the La Liga and the Prem as kind of having a one up on it.
Yeah, fair enough.
So when I'm looking at those two leagues, like players from those two leagues specifically, I'm looking more at the Champions League. Striker, I think we both have the same striker.
Yeah, it's Harry Kane this year.
Harry Kane.
No Gyökeres for you. Wayne Rooney called him
was
his Premier League signing of the season.
It was second for me, Gyökeres.
Not dictator Mbappe.
And then right wing is where we're gonna probably butt heads a bit. I have
let's do it.
Michael Elise.
I went with Yamal. I mean, this was not
the Publia was really was a turn off for me personally. And then the fact that he is now his current girlfriend, she dumped her old boyfriend for MiamE, and in turn, it seems like he really loves her and she doesn't love him. So I think that's an L there for Yamal. Olise, though, he's just spreading his seed all over Munich.
Wow.
He's performing really well for them, and I think he had a breakout year this year. If I pull up his numbers, he this year had in the Bundesliga 23 games started, 32 matches played in, 15 goals and 19 assists. So just about a 35 goal contribution season. I'm not going to lie, I don't know where to get the Champions League stuff.
Yeah, you're going to have to type it in. It's really annoying on FotMob. Just to give you a perspective, Lamine started 26 games on the Liga, played 28. He had a 27 goal contribution in a harder league with an 8.33 FotMob rating. I mean, listen, again, these are two players that I can understand an argument for Olise. I'm always going to be very partial towards my guy, Lamine. Lamine Yamal, for me, just like, he's the best player on his team. Olise is not. Harry Kane's the best player on that Bayern team.
That's a little Tottenham bias, but
you think Olise is better than Kane?
How many Champions League goals does Yamal have?
1, 2, 3. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is what I got so far. Give me another second. There may be 6, and then he has 1, 2, 3, 4 assists.
Okay, Olise has 5 goals and 7 assists.
So they have like the exact same output essentially.
Like once again,
I remember Olise played an extra round. Anyway,
well, that's a Barca problem there.
Well, okay.
You guys technically did bottle Champions League, by the way.
How do we bottle Champions League?
Everybody said Barcelona's winning Champions League. All the odds, the sports books had Barcelona as the top team.
No, they had Bayern.
No,
you guys were top of. Wait. You guys might bottle because you were top of. Oh, you haven't lost in Champions League yet, have you? Have you guys lost a leg? No, right?
No, we haven't lost a game this year.
You're fucked. If you, oh my God, you guys are gonna bottle Champions League. Why would you say that? Why would you say that?
League odds to win.
You are fucked. You are fucked. You just gave me ammo for months.
PSG have a better probability of winning
than you guys.
Yeah, for the final.
But have you guys lost yet?
Nope.
Finished top of the table.
But the sportsbook don't view us as the favorites, so we're the underdogs.
So you just base all your takes off sportsbooks?
1,000%. You don't, brother?
Oh, so who's going to win the Ballon d'Or then?
Kylian Mbappe.
Is that really what the odds say?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
How? There's no way. If you want to tell me he's in the top 5, I'll entertain it. But like the top 4 needs to be Harry Kane, Dembele, Lamine Yamal, and Declan Rice.
Okay, you ready? I have the opening odds to win the Champions League this year.
Okay.
So I'll tell you the names, and then you tell me if they bottled Champions League or not.
Okay.
Liverpool was the odds-on favorite, by the way. Crazy.
First off, I'm not. That's really bad.
Yeah.
That's bad odds.
Yeah.
They didn't bottle.
Yeah. Barcelona.
Bottled it a bit.
No. You guys were the second favorites, and you didn't even make it to the semifinals.
But I just said the starting favorites. I just said the top favorites didn't bottle it.
No.
I don't like this game.
No, they bottled it. Barcelona did bottle. PSG.
Well,
Yeah.
they're in the final.
Real Madrid, 4th.
Yeah, fuck them. They bottle everything.
Okay.
Especially that's their tournament.
Okay.
That's their tournament.
Yeah. Okay. Those are the top 4.
The fact that Liverpool was number 1 is a horrible odds.
I know.
But that also should probably tell you about the list.
Well, my guess is they saw how dominant they were in the Prem last year, and people are like,
I guess,
best league in the world.
But Bayern.
Remember, too, they signed Wirtz, Isak.
Yeah, I guess
Kirkes.
so.
Like they spent like 250 mil.
Hindsight might be 2020 here, but like when they signed those players, I wasn't like Liverpool are deadly. I don't know.
I was a little nervous.
Were you?
Because
I thought maybe they would repeat.
And
but...
Ekatike.
No, I know that, but like I thought maybe they'll repeat. But like looking at the team, I don't know, like the midfield. I know McAllister's a good player.
No, it was unballed.
That's my point. Like it was one of those teams I looked at and I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised if they win, but I'm also just like, you're gonna play like 4 attackers.
Yeah.
You know, you're playing like Salah off the right, you're playing those 2 up top, or you have to rotate them, and then Wirtz is off the left, and now you have Jeremy Frimpong, and like it just felt like very weird, the vibes, and I kind of understand why they collapsed a little bit too because of that. But I don't know, their backline too. Van Dijk is obviously Van Dijk. Konate has always been like in my eyes a good player, a player I like, but I've also always just been like, I don't know, I don't like say Konate, and I'm like top Prem center back.
Yeah.
I mean, he's definitely top 10. He's probably maybe top 7. But like, I don't know. Someone like Mark Gahey come into the year, like I was like, I'd rather have him than Konate.
Oh, 1,000. I mean, I think they did.
Right,
too.
right. Well, that's something they bottled, by the way.
Yeah.
How did you bottle the Gahey signing when you had it all agreed 2 separate times?
Well, remember, they didn't bottle it. Palace bottled
That's true.
Another signing, which led to them.
That's true. Fair. All right. Well, we're not going to agree on our teams here, but that's okay. I think we're pretty lockstep overall with the idea. Any players that we think might be maybe unfairly missed. Dembele, if someone was like making an argument, I could hear it, but I don't think he gets in the team. Remember, he didn't get into our team of the year.
Pavlovic, maybe?
He had a good year.
He had a really good year.
He had a good year. I think the player that probably has a shout is Szoboszlai because of how well he played. Another player that probably, maybe a center back, can like on an individual performance, like individual performance basis can maybe say it.
The only other thing I could think of was maybe Marcus Jonathan Rashford.
Yeah, he was so good this year.
Yeah.
I hope Barca make him a permanent player. I love Rashi. Such a good player. But let's get into some quick hitters here. Just some fun. Real quick, who are your overachievers this year in the Premier League? Or in Europe, I guess?
I had Sunderland because they made Europe.
Totally fair. I actually took Brentford. And the reason I took Brentford is everyone, when they appointed, what was it, like their assistant coach up?
Andrews,
everyone thought they were going to be relegated.
Yeah.
And they're still in the Prem. They played well. They were going into potential Europe at the end. So I think same 2 cheeks of the same ass here with this, other than the fact that Sunderland literally came off.
Yeah, I think the main point for me was in Granit Xhaka's intro interview, he said he wanted a new challenge that involved in a relegation battle, and they made Europe.
Yeah,
like in his intro interview,
he said he wanted a relegation battle.
He said they were like, "Well, why did you join here from Leverkusen?" He said, "Well, I had a couple offers, but I've never really been in a relegation fight, and I really wanted to be in one of those." And then they just made Europe. So I think when your captain is saying that and you make Europe, probably overachieved a bit.
100%. I think there's also, you can do a million different teams for overachievers. Like in La Liga, you could say Getafe, like making Europe. You could go a bunch of leagues, but I like our reasoning. Who are our bottlers, our underachievers?
So I went a little rogue and I said AC Milan only because when you look at their team, they have a team that could compete for Serie A title. And on top of that, they did compete for the Serie A title. They were in the hunt up until like January, February. And even entering the final day, they were in 3rd place. Like they were 3 points ahead of everyone, and they lose 1 game and they end up just bottling it. So I mean, like you mentioned earlier, they literally fired everyone.
Right.
That's how bad
failure
it was.
of the year.
Yeah.
My bottlers are Morocco and Italy.
Good ones.
Morocco, obvious, bottling the final.
Yep. And then Italy crying about it.
Yes. And then Italy, bottlers because they didn't make the World Cup.
Yeah.
They had to beat North Macedonia.
Yep. Have I told you that the last time Italy won a knockout stage at the World Cup was 2006 final.
You didn't tell me that, but I've seen that, which is insane.
It's nuts. 20 years. It's going to be 24 if they even make the 2031.
That's 1 year younger than I am.
Yeah.
That's a full Ethan Cohen lifespan minus 1 year.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Flop signing of the season. I'll go first. Trent.
I guess.
He was a free. He barely played. He's ass. He missed the England national team.
On the flip side, he was free.
I know, but like,
flop if you're free.
But all these Madrid fans are like, we have Trent now. Yeah. Like the guy was ass. Everyone told you he was going to be ass, and he was ass. And like,
that's my point exactly.
Everybody
said he was ass.
I guess my point is like, Barca fans are like, we're not worried about him. He's ass. But like, Real Madrid fans are like, no, like Trent's going to be like, we have Trent, we have Bellingham, we have Mbappe. Like, we're going to win the Champions League, and they didn't. To be clear, my bottlers were also going to be Real Madrid.
Okay. My flop was Isak because he cost like 120 million. Granted, he fractured his leg, but like, I don't know. He's been back for a couple months now. Do you even hear him in the news?
Like, I forgot he existed.
Yeah, exactly. So that's my point. When you cost 120 or 150 million and you forget, people that do podcasts professionally forget that he exists.
Yeah.
Shows you how big of a flop.
What about Gyökeres?
How did he flop?
Ass.
3rd league title in a row. That's what he was brought in to do. Scored over 10 league goals. People said he couldn't even do that.
I believe in Gyökeres, my brother.
Well, lucky I believe in Gyökeres.
Let's think. Who else were some flop signings? Who were some exciting signings?
Oh, who did I put originally? I put somebody originally. I'm forgetting now. Wirtz would be another good one.
Visa from Newcastle was fucking horrible.
Visa would
he was horrible.
Yeah.
Harvey Elliott to Aston Villa.
Yeah, you could put Benjamin Seska-Fender in there too.
Well, no, he kind of kicked on.
He had less Premier League goals than Gyökeres.
Yeah, he was ass.
Yeah.
Probably, I mean, Johan Visa was fucking horrible.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who else. Who else was not good? Oh, not really a flop, but like poor guy, James Trafford.
Yeah.
That was
guy award.
Poor guy award, yeah. But I mean, like, you'll figure it out. I'm trying to go through here. Who else? Florian Wirtz. Wirtz is not going to be a flop, but this season he was a flop. Garnacho, flop.
Well, I mean, he's just a flop at life.
There's like, I'm literally going through this flop list, and it's just all Chelsea players. Liam Delap, flop.
That's who my original was.
They have Anthony Elanga as a flop, which I know he didn't play well, but I also like, I don't know, was he expensive? 55 million. 50, yeah, that's a lot. Johan Visa was number 2, and number 1 was Isak. Isak's a bad example because he got hurt. Like, I don't know. You got to go with someone who played the whole year, like Trent, who's ass.
See, I don't agree with that. I feel like Isak is a clear. When you cost 150 million and you play, he still played 700 minutes of football this year. Was featured in 14 matches, and he only scored 3 goals in the Prem. You're 150 million. You're a flop.
All right. Let's move on to our signing of the season. Mine was easy, and it's extremely biased. I'm just going to go Joan Garcia. Fair. Barcelona fans, we were so fucking deprived because of Marc-Andre ter Stegen. We did not know good goalkeeping, and this man came in and changed our lives. No, Szczesny was good too, but like Szczesny is what made us realize we need a fucking goalkeeper. Because we started watching Szczesny last year, a guy we pulled out of retirement, smoking cigarettes on the beach, and he's like making saves that were like, wait, you're supposed to save that? Because ter Stegen just doesn't save it. So you're like, oh, well, if they shoot on your goal, you're shot. But like, Joan Garcia, some of the shit he pulls off on a week-to-week, I'm sure you kind of feel it with David Raya too, like, especially at the end of the season when Raya really, really kicked in. Again, we didn't end up winning Champions League like we wanted to, but like, this was the signing that, if you're a Barca fan, it's like Lamine Yamal is obviously crucial to the team. Pedri's crucial, and then it's Joan Garcia. Like that crucial. That's how good he's been. So again, that's a little bit of bias. You go with yours. I'm gonna think of somebody that's maybe a little bit less biased.
Yeah, my signing of the season, which also is biased, is Daniel Malen. So Daniel Malen, since joining Roma in January, he has the 2nd most goals in Serie A throughout the entire season.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great.
Like, he legitimately carried us to the Champions League, and I think he is he's an underrated signing because, like, when you have thought of this year, I'm sure other names for a lot of other teams probably pop up where you're sitting there right now listening, being like, what about this guy? What about this guy? But Malen, truly, I mean, to join 4 or 5 months ago and to be 2nd in the league in goals scored shows how pivotal you were.
100%. A couple of names just in general. Truefair for Bournemouth. They sell Kirkies and he had a really good year. Kieran Dewsbury Hall for Everton had a really good year after everyone kind of wrote him off.
Mateus Fernandes.
Was he a signing though? Didn't they already have him?
No, he signed from Southampton in the summer.
Oh, so that's terrific signing. Good call. I thought he was already there. Ryan Shirky, terrific signing.
Terrible signing.
Did Junior Krupi, was this his first season?
I think so.
That's a really good signing.
Yeah. Ryan.
Well, we'll see. But yeah, Dominic Calvert-Lewin had a great year for Leeds. And again, another player that everyone was probably like, this guy's ass. And then he actually did something with his career. Oh, John Duran with all his clubs.
Yeah. Yep.
Can't knock him there. Oh, and maybe Ronaldo. We're going to give him a retroactive one because they just won the Saudi League.
Yeah, we'll give him a retroactive.
Yeah, congrats.
Old man on the couch award.
Yeah. Fair stuff. Let's move into our match of the season. I think we're both on the same page here.
Yeah.
It's got to be the Bayern PSG Champions League leg one. It had everything you wanted. Goals, big Champions League night. I don't know. What other games even come to mind here?
For me, the only thing that was really, truly maybe a second, like a runner-up, and it was a close runner-up, was City at Brentford away. That was a good one. I thought that could have been match of the season. I also think La Liga week 37 at the Camp Nou against Real Madrid could have been one. I'm trying to think what else. We could have also put in Cagliari defeating Milan game week 38. We
Como beating Roma. Roma didn't play that well. You're right.
Who finished above who?
Who's going to be in the Champions League?
Both of us.
Yeah. So great.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also think you could put up there Sunderland beating Chelsea game week 38. I don't know. There are a ton of teams that.
I will say one game that was awesome was Liverpool Manchester City, like legitimately, where so it was like pulled Holland's arm at the end. So you snoring?
What team won the league out of those two?
Wow. I mean, neither, but I was just saying good games.
Does Liverpool bottle it? Because for the first 8 weeks of the season, they were first place.
All right.
Are they technically a bottler?
It's 11:15 and I don't want to talk to you anymore. Moment of the season. I don't know why I put this on there.
Clearly Arsenal winning the Premier League after 22 years. You know how great it feels to win a Prem?
You're such a dork.
Do you?
Do you know how good it is to feel to win a Champions League? What about World Cup?
You have never felt it either.
Twice in my lifetime, blood.
No.
What do you mean no?
No.
2015.
Who won it then?
Barca.
No.
This guy, here we go. Here we go. He's pissing me off.
And yes, I do know what it feels like to win a World Cup.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
What team won the World Cup for you?
Italy.
Actually, you're right.
What team won the World Cup for you?
Spain.
Okay.
How about 2 euros?
2 euros?
Yeah, actually 3 euros.
3 euros?
Yeah.
Well, you guys were all on HGH.
Oh, is that why we beat Italy 4-1?
Yeah. We had Zaha or whoever playing. Not Wilfred, but some other dude like Zaha.
You don't even know your team.
Backup.
All right, whatever. F you. I'm trying to think. What
Do you want to wear my medal? My Prem medal? I have an extra in the closet if you want it.
This is why people don't like Arsenal fans. Trying to think of some of the big moments this season. I think probably Spurs staying up. That Paulinho goal really meant a lot.
And this is why
everyone
hate
likes
Tottenham.
Nobody hates Tottenham.
You just said your moment of the season from a Big Six club was staying up and avoiding relegation. You know how sad that is?
Yours was literally not bottling.
Sad.
Yours was literally not bottling.
Sad.
Yours was literally not bottling.
That is so sad.
I think you felt more relief when you guys won than when we stayed up.
I think I felt joy. I cried tears of joy.
Did you actually?
I cried tears of joy.
That's gay as hell. I gotta cut that. Fuck. That's how you know we're getting to the end of the episode. Anyway, we're going to move into overall, first off, very good season, I felt like. I do feel like the level of footy this year, like, I feel like a lot of years we get like a lot of like new styles of footy. We didn't really get that as much, like expansive, fun footy. Felt like a lot of teams around Europe were playing a little bit more defensive based. There's one that really ruined. Don't ever think.
You're welcome.
No, you guys ruined footy. You'll answer to your crimes one day. You're going to go to heaven.
The Puchenberg trials.
Yeah, the Puchenberg trials are coming. Don't worry.
We should do that in the summer. We should have a fake trial.
I'm not entertaining this bullshit. In the summer, July 1st, it's officially the start of next season. So we're focused on next season.
Yeah, I'm focused on retaining.
You're right now in a position to bottle.
How can you bottle something when it's not up yet?
You told me, though, that you feel like you're poised to be the number one team.
As of right now, yes. And then July 1st, we have to see where the summer kicks off. We have to see who goes where.
Soft. You should just back your team.
You've won a Prem title, so you'd know how that feels, right?
I've won a lot of titles in my life.
Oh, but a Premier League title.
I've won a Europa League.
But you've
Put
won
your
a
European
Premier
championships on the table. Put your Premier League championships on the table.
But you've won a Premier League.
Put your European championships on the table.
But you've won a Premier League.
You're flexing.
I won a
domestic
Cup Winners' Cup. I won a Cup Winners' Cup. The preview to the modern day Europa League.
So
people forget about that.
Wait. So you
a preview to the modern day.
So you won something. You won the fake version of what Spurs won.
It's not a fake version. It's an older version.
Okay, so you're living in the past.
You think the Champions League was always called the Champions League?
Living in the past.
You think the Champions League was always called the Champions League?
In the past.
When Barcelona's Johan Cruyff era teams, you think they were going, we won the Champions League? No, they were saying we won the UEFA Cup.
Who cares?
Exactly. Who cares?
You're living in the past.
Who cares? You're living in the past.
I'm not living in the past.
I'm living in the present. I have a Premier League.
That's all you're talking about.
All you're talking about is your European Cup, which was won.
We're still European champions.
No, you're not.
Yeah, we are.
Aston Villa won. They are the current.
I forgot they won Europe in a conference league. That's
so you're talking about the past.
This is what happens when Barca don't get to play Arsenal.
You bottled Champions League,
This is what happens when Barca don't get to play Arsenal.
Well, you could have done it, but you bottled Champions League.
We got robbed again.
You bottled.
We got robbed again.
You
and your evil and your haram. Your haram ball antics. You are
bottled. Bottled. W bottled, W rage bait.
I want to say what I was going to say.
W bottled, W rage
Let's get into a preview of the Conference League final. This is why people don't like Arsenal fans. Nobody's selling your championship. Everyone was like, oh, we're so happy for Spurs. They won the Europa League. Everyone is like fearing. I wowould take COVID over Arsenal winning the Prem. Conference League final, Crystal Palace versus Rayo Vallecano.
I'll take Rayo Vallecano.
Give me Rayo just because I want Crystal Palace to not get Europe so that I could buy myself a little Adam Wharton this summer.
Yeah, I do think with saying that now, like Palace is going to win.
No, Palace are definitely going to win.
Yeah. I also don't want to see Vallecano in Europe again.
Why?
You've been expressing how much of a ruined club they are.
Yeah, but it's kind of fun.
Wouldn't it be fun to see them continue to be ruined?
Yeah, yes. I don't really hate Vallecano. Their stadium sucks. That's like Fenway. Like, you don't want Fenway to be in the MLB anymore?
Well, they don't have relegation.
No, but you know what I'm trying to say, though? Like, just because their stadium's, like, old, we celebrate that here in America.
And I'm proud to be an American.
It is Memorial Day.
Where at least
that's all I got, man. I got to clean up the podcast studio from this live episode and go home, edit this, and then maybe Owen will make us a thumbnail. But I think Owen is probably like lost in the Arizona, the Sedona desert.
Yeah, I don't know. He texts at random points during the day.
First off, we all know Owen's not going to be listening to this, so let's just do this real quick. We asked Owen, "Hey, are you going to be on today?" Owen didn't respond, but he did respond to my text about John Duran.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
that's a GOAT producer right there.
He's that good. That being said, this was another rendition of the Class is Permanent podcast. As always, like, follow, subscribe, share with a friend.
And don't bottle it.
See, this is a form is temporary moment from Pucc. I didn't bottle.
Yeah, you did.
What did I bottle?
Champions League.
If you guys lose, I'm going to ruin your life. I'm going to ruin your life.
For what?
For all this.
For what?
For all this. I'm going to ruin your life.
But you bottled it.
You bottled it. You were finished top of the table. You just told me. You
guys had the second best odds
permanent,
entering.
Form's temporary. I will see you guys later.
W rage fate.